Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Guess what we're doing this week again? Everyone is rolling.
Surviving.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Yeah, roll
Here
it.
we go.
Roll it.
Yep, medium. Hey!
Oh, it's
Yep.
a dice off.
We all suck.
We'll
Looks to be like Steno.
It's a dice
Or
off.
the
Okay,
Viera.
okay,
Ooh.
Viera, Steno, reroll, please. Okay,
Alright.
Viera. Oh, Arrow, good morning.
Oh.
It's you.
Time to wake up.
What a way to wake up.
Yeah. Oh shit, what happened last session again?
Yeah, what happened last session again?
Yeah, that was
Kick
me
it off,
right now. I
Arrow.
was panicking.
Come on, tell us what happened last session.
Hey, wait. How come Shin didn't roll?
Because I'm the GM. I explained
Yeah.
this already multiple times. I prefer it when you guys do it, so I can see your perspective on it.
You gotta roll
So,
too.
shush
You gotta
and
roll
do
too.
it.
All right. So, we managed to make it back to town to Erebel before splitting off with Snaga. He made his way back to Sunset Hill. And while in Arbel, we decided to look for somebody to identify a coin that Cassius had found and kept secret from the rest of us.
You want to start off at the beginning, where you started off in the forest, half dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were.
We're abridging, aren't we? Because our
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you were still half dead. You put yourself together.
We were half
Just
dead.
about.
Put ourselves together.
Yeah, you looted the hobgoblins. And this is where Cassius
Yeah.
found the coin, right? This you kind of skipped over that part. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll make the recap. There, you got it. Next time you're rolling, and then you have to do it.
No, next time it is Arrow's turn, cause
Yeah, next time it is
you just
Arrow's
moved it
turn.
up.
Yeah. So Arrow, pay attention this time. You're recapping next time. Okay. So you all survived. You looted the hobgoblins. I do believe that you guys told Viera that she was healed. Something.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nobody told her
Nobody
that.
told
Okay.
me anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nobody told her. Why would
Not
anyone
yet,
tell
no.
anyone anything? You know.
Anything? No. The only thing that happened was Cassius poured a healing potion down my throat that he found in the bag and assumed was a healing potion, and then they did the same for Sten.
Yes, and luckily
And
it
we
was a
had
healing potion, and not one of those
healing
potions of
potion
poison that smells and tastes like a healing potion,
Yeah,
but it actually kills
there was,
people.
There was one maybe healing potion left and one unidentified potion
And
left.
Abba was like, "Oh shit, there is a healing potion that actually smells and tastes like healing potion, but it's actually a poison."
Well, Abel knows that.
Abel
Cassius
knows.
is like, hey, this is probably a healing potion.
This looked like the same shit Vieira's been cooking up for the last 3 days straight, mending all our wounds. Sure, why not?
Yeah,
pour
sure,
it
why
down
not
my
pour it
throat?
He did express his doubts, but then he was like, fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah, that's basically Cassius's mood throughout the entire forest. Like,
Sure.
fuck it. Why
If
not?
it gets me out of this damn forest one day quicker, then I'll do it.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, you made it back to the bridge, out of the forest, alive. Nothing else jumped you, which was great. And at the bridge, actually, you were like, okay, we want to go straight to Arabelle. And Snaggle was like, Viera, promise me to come back. And Viera promised. And so you made it to Arabelle.
No, I said yes, and he said no, you have to promise, and I said yes, and he said no, you have to promise, and I said I promise.
I thought
And he
I
said,
was
"Okay."
supposed to abbreviate it, so I'm trying to skip over that.
I just thought we might as well recap the entire session.
It's like blow by blow, minute by minute, second by second. Yeah, like let's replay it. Might as well pull up the video and play it right, watching it all together. No. And then make it an 8-hour session today. No, just kidding. Anyway, you made it terrible. And got yourselves. I still have. By the way, no idea Where is everyone sleeping? Because
Outside the city, obviously.
We
I
Steno,
am
in
you
anyway.
do
most-
still have your parents' house, right?
Well, we were brought to this nice inn with all the books, right?
Yes, but
That's
that's
what
the
I
inn.
believe.
Yeah,
That's the
when
inn.
we first
Yeah,
got there.
That's the
Mm.
inn. Yeah, but Steno, you do still have your parents' house, right?
Nope.
What? Where is it?
Well, it's like, if they're
What?
cough, if that thing happened, then
Mhm.
What?
Where did you live? Remind me.
Good question.
Rough work, dirty inns.
no,
Youth
oh,
hostel.
goodness. I'm still too asleep for this. Um, lived in a small, what? It's not a house. It's like
But you technically
condo.
have that still.
I do.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay.
Wouldn't I have like sold it?
I don't know. Did you?
I mean, it seems logical. Never coming back, right?
Let's assume it was rented and you just stopped paying rent, because otherwise you would have a lot more money than you do right now.
Okay.
Anyway, so everyone, please deduct the costs for like a moderate inn stay, as per player's handbook, for the
But
last.
I'm staying outside the city.
Yeah, not you. The rest of them.
I'm purposefully staying outside the city to save myself money.
But anyway, you guys were trying to sell the stuff that you acquired, which is like the gems and stuff, and basically you were looking to buy various things, and while you were trying to buy various things, including perhaps major identification services, Steno remembered that there's like very curious shop in Arabelle that she heard about from her mentor. She never been there, but she knows that like she knew that there's like various stuff in it. So you made it to, and by the way, I corrected the name because in the meantime I actually remember the proper name of it. It's Holbrook's Curiosities, Oddities, and Trinkets. And this is where you met Yis, the interesting merchant, who was like, "Oh yeah, I can give you a discount if Cassius goes on a date with me." And we also had a nice conversation with Kemorn, which was the best friend of Stenos Master, because Cassius was looking for a book on Infernal, and because that's not something that people would ever admit in public to be selling. So I was like, oh yeah, this guy was like a collectionist of sort of like weird magical stuff in books. Maybe he has something. So you guys made it there, and then you had a nice conversation. You met a kitty cat, a tabaxi, a pen for tabaxi by the name of Eclipse, who talked into your heads. And then you talked to Kemorn, who is the guild master of the Adventurers of Parchment, and Stena knows about them. I did give Arrow a whole bunch of background information on them. Cue PTSD flashbacks for Chris from the previous campaign, because he knows exactly who the Adventurers of Parchment were, and he was even part of them. At some point. Not that Stena would know of him. Reluctantly, yeah. That's a secret member of the Adventurers, so Stena wouldn't know about him. Anyway, we ended the session with the beginning of Cassius's date with Yis. And this is where we're gonna kick it off from. Did I catch everything? Did I forget anything?
We also learned some interesting, or Cassius learned some interesting things about Steno, and
Tell me.
about some people. Well, her mentor being murdered by Victor. Was his face Victor? I think it was Victor.
Victor, yeah.
Yeah, and that's also his or her reason to go to the tower to basically chase after this guy. And yeah, and then she was quite upset, and he's like, "Hey, that's information."
Yep.
Hey, that's information.
I some way, sometime. Yeah.
That might be useful.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you mention the books? You got the one book
He
from-
got both. He bought the Celestial one,
Yeah,
Yep.
he bought the Celestial
and he
Kimon
got
gave
the
him
Infernal one. Yeah, and
I got my
Kimon
heretic
also,
scripture. Yeah.
and he also made an ominous remark about like, well, at least it's not you trying to summon succubus.
Yes, okay, moving on.
So yeah, but yes. So we left off. Anything else anyone wants to add? No. Yes.
I think as a group, the only thing to point out is that as a group, we pointed out that we have 2 days in Arable
Mhm.
because it took 2 days to travel, 2 days there, 2 days to travel back to Sunset Hill. Cassius's date happens on the evening of day 2, so Vieira is leaving the next morning. If people want to come with, that's up to them. But she is heading back to Sunset Hill because she promised Snaga that she would return within 6 days. And we've sold everything that we were going to sell. Cassius is trying to broker for the bag. I forget what they're called. Handy haversack?
Yeah, handy haversack. And we have forgotten last time to buy resources like healer's kit and something that shit like that. We have to do that as well.
We haven't bought anything.
Yeah, we need the money from the leftover money from the sack first to see how much we have left.
One quick reminder, we didn't split the gems with Snaga, so 195 gold of those gems worth is Snaga's. Just
I'm
Well, did
leaving
you-
all that paperwork and details to you guys. Please write it down somewhere.
Vieira will not leave without his share of the gem money.
Wow.
Okay,
there we
so
go.
I can deduct that. How much is that?
195.
195. Let me just deduct that from the amount.
So we should have. We've still got like 350 gold-ish
Yeah, depends on how the date goes.
left. And
we
that's assuming
yeah.
the bag is 2,000. So.
Yeah, it's 2,360 GP we have left, and we still have to deduct the bag. So
Yeah.
let's see how much we have at the end.
Yeah. So we're at the point of Cassius being on his date, and I presume we'll play out the remainder of the evening, shopping for healers kits and stuff, or maybe do that the next morning before we leave.
Yeah.
If anybody else is leaving with me or not,
Mm.
and then go from there.
Cool. Wow. Cassius.
Over to you, Cassius.
All right. Oh, now I also have his face in my screen. Perfect. I know who I'm talking to. So yeah, Cassius and Gisela were already talking a little bit. Cassius was trying to pry some information from him, but Gisela was talking in circles.
He did
Not
ask you
really,
at some
but
point
not
to call
really,
him Yes, by the way?
No.
No, he
No.
did. I mean, I'm telling you that he
Or at
did.
least I don't. Okay. Yes. All right.
Like yes, like
Yeah,
yes,
his full
but
name
with E.
is hard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. I was trying to pronounce his name off screen before, and I was like, "What the fuck was it again? Isla?
Yes,
I
yes.
have no clue." Fuck.
Don't you worry.
Sylvan. I don't speak it. Cassius doesn't speak it, so.
It's actually regular Elven.
All right. Oh, okay.
Yisele af
Same.
means
Same.
word off in Elven. Whoever speaks Elven should know that.
Yeah.
That's one person.
Yeah. The elf.
Yep. And they aren't here.
Nope.
So me butchering the name is entirely canon. Okay, perfect.
Oh, you're still in the middle of sipping tea. So
Yeah.
he's watching you. This music is way too pompous for this. Wait. Sorry. Give me a second.
P-O
There we go. Much better.
pompous.
It's like you're in the opera or something.
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
we're
did
about
feel a bit like
to.
that.
We're about to do violent stuff. It's how it sounded. Never mind. Anyway, he's sitting on the couch.
Violent stuff.
Eyebrow wiggle.
Yeah, he's sitting on the couch and basically watching you over the makeup and has this light smirk, right? Yeah. What you doing? What you saying?
All right.
He's expecting something,
So
and you don't know what.
Yeah. So during most of the conversation, Cassius was, kind of his usual demeanor, lounging a little bit. Has this whole "I don't care" demeanor about him. But at this point, you can see him thinking about it a little bit, and as if he's internally debating something. And he's actually, his posture changes a little bit, and he's going to lean forward a little bit, not super close, but going from a lounging
His
posture to more
eyebrow
of a.
slowly lifts on the right side.
Listen, yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not come here for the tea, even though that was
Oh.
our agreement. My compatriots encouraged me to see if I could further reduce the price of this magic bag. I don't know what you call it necessarily.
You don't say.
But I also did not come here for that. We can
Oh.
easily afford the 2,000 gold. You see, me and my friends all have our own reasons for seeking out this tower that we talked about a little bit. And, well, my reason is, well, let's just say it's quite a momentous task. And although I have my skills, recent events have made it painfully obvious that I lack in power. And Cassius leans in closer, and his hands are trembling a little bit, his cup rattling. And he's very serious right now. Like, his face is shifted, and he's, especially when he says the painfully obvious, he's like, you can see it on his face. And that is something that I really cannot deal with. So, this is why I'm here. I realize that at this particular moment, I do not have that much that I could offer in exchange. However, going off from what you said about this meeting again, well, that just creates more opportunities. Because I am certain that over time, I will gather more skills, knowledge, materials, which will allow me to assist with whatever it is that you want to achieve. In exchange for that assistance, we could discuss how much power you can exactly give.
So what you're telling me is that after you have found this tower and did whatever you've done on this tower, that you will come back to Arabelle? He takes another sip.
I do not necessarily intend on returning. Because if the stories are true about this tower, it sends you somewhere different. However, you said something about us meeting again.
Well, if you do indeed speak of what I think you're speaking, then yes, there might be a possibility that we will meet each other again on the other side.
Well, this is what I'm looking forward to, because I will probably have more that I can do to, yeah, like I said,
What are
assist
you
you with your
offering
goals.
specifically? And in exchange for what?
something substantial. I'm not really sure what, but you see, I'm simple human. I do not have any magical aptitude necessarily, and I don't know how this all works. Um, but possibly an item that you might have, maybe something that's really, well, that's up to you, but also something that we could discuss at that point, what you would require in return. And I can't really promise anything now because I don't know what it is that you're going to ask of me then. But I thought we could maybe agree to, for now, to be allies, friends. And he smiles.
Friends. And he kind of moves his mouth when he says this word in a way where, like, it's almost like he's tasting it, right?
Mhm.
Friends. I didn't have friends in a while. It gets lonely in this shop here of mine.
Mhm.
But then, promises of friendship are very vague. What does friendship mean to you?
That we help each other, don't obstruct each other's goals, and
I certainly wouldn't obstruct your goals. I'm here in my store. I'm not in your way.
that's fair. I mean, that's a good basis, right?
Nice try. How
Well,
about we start small? We make a pact. I will help you, and in exchange, you will find something in that strange new world you're embarking into that belongs to me, and once you have found it, you will bring it back to me.
can I ask what it is that I'm looking for?
My heart.
And Cassius grins.
He still has the smirk on, but you can see by his eyes that he's absolutely dead serious, as in literal serious, right?
Yeah. The grin is not one of like lewdness or weirdness, but it's. I guess you could describe it as like a kind of a hungry grin. He's your heart.
My heart.
That's curious.
I'm afraid it was taken by a man, and it does not belong to him, and I would like to have it back.
And this man is in this other world.
Yes,
Correct.
indeed.
What is his name?
Well, I will give you the details once you have agreed to the deal.
Sounds doable, I think.
Since you have not even arrived in the new world, the favor right now will be smaller. And I will give you something that will enable you to find things that belong to me. Every time you find it, you can use that item to find me, to find my shop, and bring it back to me. And each time I will give you something back of equal value.
So there's multiple things you're missing. Pieces of your heart?
Pieces of myself. I'm afraid I'm not as well put together as I seem.
You seem put it together enough.
He smirks.
But Cassius smirks back.
And if you want, you can roll me a perception check, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, where's my mouse? Okay, there it is. Perception. Yep.
Nope. Besides the scar, he looks completely normal.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah, I can definitely assist you with that. And maybe in time you can tell me more about how you lost these things, but I will not pry.
So we have a deal. And the smirk like drops away, and he's like locking his golden eyes on you.
A deal that I will find pieces of you in this other world, return them to you with this.
Oh, hold that thought. Hold that thought. And he like puts the teacup away, takes the teacup out of your hands with the saucer, puts it on the table, right? And then he like reaches into his robes, which again they're layered, but it doesn't look like there's items underneath it. But he keeps pulling stuff out, right? And he pulls out what you can only describe looks like a ritualistic dagger. You know, very ornate, silver, white, gold. You know, it has a red gem in the hilt on the top, in the pommel, that looks like almost like a red eye. And he holds out his gloved hand, right, for your hand.
Eyebrow raise.
Well, a pact needs to be sealed.
Can I... So Cassius has a little bit of a religious background. Can I see what he would know about, well, pact-making entities? Specifically referring to
Roll
devils.
me Arcana.
Arcana, okay.
Yeah.
Not religion?
I mean, you can also roll religion, I guess. Either way, whatever is higher for you.
Religion is higher, and I am also proficient in it, and it makes more sense with Cassius's background. He's not necessarily arcane studied, but religious a little bit, so
roll it.
I will go for religion.
I mean, yes, you did hear of demons, devils making pacts with mortals for their souls. Mind you, Yis hasn't asked you for your soul. Not yet, anyway.
Sure.
And you also know that those pacts usually have loopholes, aka the devil does stick to it. Unless there's a loophole, and then they will fucking use it, if possible. So wording is usually crucial in pacts. If this is that kind of pact, mind you. You don't know.
Sure. Yeah, so Cassius will hold out his hand. So just to be entirely clear about everything.
I am not a devil, he smirks.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, you can totally insight check. He looks honest. And I mean, honest as he can look with that mischievous grin on him, like he's not really hiding it, right? He doesn't seem to be really hiding anyway. You know, he seems straightforward, but then again, you know that kind of smirk from yourself. You know that a trickster is usually very trained in controlling facial expressions. You kind of you recognize the likeness, but
Yeah.
it's he has a bit more experience on you.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. To retrieve pieces of your heart. And Cassius will extend his hand. He was
Okay.
holding it out, now he's extending it towards you.
Awesome. He will take it
He's-
with your
he's,
palm up,
he's-
right? Holding it
Mhm.
with his gloved hand, and then he will very gently, just a tiny bit cut into your palm, just enough to draw blood, nothing too dramatic. I mean, it stings, but whatever. It's a very sharp blade, so it's not that painful, and he doesn't have to apply that much pressure. And then he flips it over and extends the pommel to you, and then holds out his right hand that's not gloved, basically for you to do the same.
Yeah, I will do so. Take his hand, make a incision.
Yeah. And then he will do a handshake where blood touches blood, and he will say, and sorry, I need to get the entire freaking name because he has a very long name. Give me a second. Jim was not prepared. He will say, I, Lord Yiseleaf, Vansi of House Holbrook, promise that I will help you on your journey and help you grow in power and provide you in the items in exchange for the help and items that you provide me of equal value. This I swear on my honor and on everything I am. And then he waits for you.
I, Cassius Moreth, hereby swear that I will help you with finding the items that you need, the pieces of yourself, in exchange for items of equal value, on my, Cassius smirks, honor.
Equal value, he whispers.
Okay, equal value, sorry.
No. Well, when you say honor, right, he says equal value. AKA implying that your honor is not equal value to his honor, right? You gotta offer a bit more.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to think about that.
Yeah, he's still holding on to your hand. What would be valuable to Cassius is basically the question. To him, his honor matters, right? To you, not so much.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, and
I know you're trying to avoid giving your soul, but your life would also be a good option.
Yeah, I Cassius was I was thinking about saying free will, but that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
So so Cassius so he thinks about it a little bit and says, on my life then.
And the moment you say that, you feel this you feel it first in the pit of your stomach. You know how you sometimes can feel bass of low frequency music before you actually even hear it, right? You can feel this swell of a hum, and then you can start hearing it, and then the candlelight flickers in the room, and some of the paper start flowing as there's wind, but there's not wind. Your hair is not moving, right? His hair is not moving, and then you can feel this draw almost from your heart through your arm into the handshake between where the blood is touching, and then you feel something growing like an object, roundish, marble shaped from the feeling, and then it just like dissipates, and he turns your hand so it's like palm up and like retrieves his hand, and in your palm is a blood red marble. And he smirks. This is something you should remember when you enter the other side, is that promises, pacts, contracts are very serious things in that world. If you break your promise, that stone will shatter, and I will know, but that is the least of your problem. If you do not keep your word. He kind of pats you on the shoulder and then gets up and goes outside to the, shop front. Like saying, I'll be right back. Leaving you for a few minutes to contemplate what the fuck just happened.
You can see Cassius while he was like he was very serious during his whole spiel and his whole speech. And he was trying to match East a little bit. While he leaves, you can see him like he's like sweat drop, looking at this thing in his hand and kind of with this expression, "What the fuck did I just do?" But it's combined that with the like a very intensity about himself. He's like staring at this marble.
And it's not a big marble, by the way. It's like a small pearl size, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes back and he kneels down on the floor next to you, right? Facing you. And it's a bit comical because he pulls out a ring and holds it out so you can see it. And on the top of the ring is like an empty socket for a gem, perfectly sized for that marble. And he says, "Could you please put it in there?"
I will put it in there.
He smirks. And as you put the gem in, the silvery metal of the ring molds itself to the gem and like locks it in place. And he holds the ring out to you and says, "This is a ring of mind shielding. Carry it for an hour. Get used to it. Get warmed up to it. It will attune to you. It has the ability to keep your mind somewhat safe, not from everything. The gem in it that we made together will glow with warmth and you will feel it. You will feel a pull when you feel one of my pieces close by. And if you wish to find me, just think of me and it will lead you to me."
Very well. Will it also shield my mind from you?
Well, I cannot read thoughts. I am a simple alchemist. And he leans back and like widens his arms. And then he gets up and sits down and gives you your tea bag.
All right. I will. Cassius will put on the ring. Look at it a little bit. So it's silver, right?
Yeah. You think.
Looks at you.
It looks silver.
It looks silver. Looks at Yes's eyes and is expecting gold to be more your style, but sure.
Why? Is it the eyes? No.
Yeah, part of it. And yeah, I will take my tea back and
He will say not everything that shines is gold.
Cassie smirks. And yeah, I will drink my tea. And at some point, I think Cassius will excuse himself.
Don't forget to come back in the morning to pick up your backpack.
Of course. Cassius will nod to him until we see
And
you again.
And a little extra. He winks at you.
Cassius looks at the ring and I think I already got the little extra. He winks and
A little
leaves.
extra for your companions.
Yeah. He waves as he walks away. Yeah, I will return to the inn and look up this fancy ring.
I guess you're gonna go back to the tavern, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
the book tavern. See who's there. Buy well.
Oh, that was quick.
I don't care who's there. I'm just gonna buy a drink.
Yes, we was waiting, drinking there. That was quick.
I mean,
As
that
he
wasn't.
walks
It
in.
was. It would have been 2-3 hours for sure.
That was quick.
No what? Oh man, you guys.
As he walks in, he's going straight forward to the bar. But as he says it, he looks towards there and he smirks and he says, "Well, gotta leave them wanting more, right?"
Well, you play your games.
Sorry, what was that? What did you say?
Have fun playing your games.
Oh. Yeah, and I will get a strong drink, a stiff drink.
The ring on his finger is fucking obvious as fuck. By the way.
Yeah, that's definitely a raised eyebrow. So, made any? I don't want to make any guesses, but I don't think 3 hours were enough for that amount of seducing. And obvious, look at the ring.
Well, I guess he'd had something else in mind.
Huh.
No, it's all right. I'm not sure he was entirely my type anyway. And
Well,
he
it's
winks
too bad
at
for you.
he winks at Samira.
Well, I think Viera is still going across the rooftops.
If it's late at night, she would already be outside the city.
Oh yeah, she's then outside the
having
city.
set up camp and made herself some food.
Well, it's around 11 p.m. by the way, you guys. Where's Senna?
Beating people up in the
What? What?
Beating people
yeah,
up.
Beating people up.
like
Okay.
the moment Cassius left, like that whole time, all of those hours, that's all she was doing is just picking fights.
Okay, so while Samira and Cassius are talking, in the background is like crash, slam, right? Well, because Stano is still going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even like she looks angry. She's just looks like normal, but the fact that she's been going for this long, just like, who's next? And she's like all cut up and like bruised in the face and everything. Like,
A Roman Constitution saving throw to see if you can still stand.
all right. Let's see attributes. Roll. Ability saving throw. Normal.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, you can go for another 10 minutes. And then it's like,
Okay. Yeah, she's got to keep going. She'll like pick up a mug and look around, and she looks like she's looking for somebody who knows that they're there, you know, to rumble, and just smashes over the back of somebody's head. You're next.
Yeah, I mean, this is why the mugs are made of clay in this place. To prevent people from hurting each other seriously with the plates and the mugs and so on.
Yeah. Because ouch, a wooden mug to the back of the head, that just like knock somebody out. Yeesh.
Yeah, speaking from experience. But eventually, one of the lovelies will just like pick you up. It's like, all right, snuff. Like just dump you on a chair next to your friends. If you try
And
to
then
get up
she
again,
just,
he will
like-
just glare down at you, and you know better, right?
Yeah. She's not even gonna bother. She's just gonna like put her elbows on the table and then put her head in her hands.
You good? You're very enthusiastic today.
Yes, I think that was enough.
I want to save some energy for tomorrow.
I will likely need some energy for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then she like peers up at Cassius. Oh, you're back.
Hi. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Festive.
Well, we're potentially gonna celebrate an engagement. Joking and winking at Cassius. So it's time to be festive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did
Much.
your date go?
It went well. It was nice. It's interesting. Totally not using his words, by the way.
Interesting. Did you perform the reverse dog?
Oh,
I
Steno.
wouldn't expect you to be so crude, Steno. Well done.
I love that. Oh my god, Steno. You need to get here, drink something. I need more of this. Come on. Glug, down you go.
Is this alcohol?
No, drink. It is alcohol.
Okay. So she'll just take your word for it.
Probably taste its alcohol, right?
I mean, no.
This tastes
Actually,
like
after
alcohol.
being repeatedly punched in the face,
Yep.
she probably
Blood in the mouth. She's
taste.
not gonna taste it.
Yeah, she's gonna taste only blood in her mouth at this point. So
Just iron.
Oh, okay,
Just
yeah.
iron.
Fair
And
enough.
no.
I mean, you can do me a perception
Oh,
check
this
to see
tastes
if you
like
notice that it's not alcohol.
Here, I'll do this at disadvantage too, because repeating blows to the head.
Yeah, again, you taste mostly blood at the moment. You can feel like one of the teeth is a bit
There
loose.
you go.
Yeah, no, it's water. It's great. It washes out the blood.
I didn't realize I needed water like this.
Yeah, get in the
Oh,
mood
that's
and then just
refreshing.
clapping it back and ordering next round.
So yeah.
But if you do require more advice on sensual positions, I have studied some of these.
How did I not know this before now?
Oh, don't you worry, Steno. I have studied this as well, but not from books.
Oh? Go on. This takes
What?
another tip.
What's that? Are you interested in a demonstration?
Well, for educational purposes, it would be very enlightening.
Maybe you can find someone for you here. You can say
Oh, Cassidy, also not your type.
I find that. Let's just say that people spending a night with them, it's better if you just don't see each other afterwards.
Dividing business and pleasure. Well, that's
Exactly.
a luxury.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Maybe later, when we know each other a little bit better.
Sleno has a clueless expression on her face.
I guess this is using this basically.
Yeah. On top of the clueless expression, probably going right, spitting the blood out on the side.
Yeah, very very attractive at
Yeah.
this point in time. Not really.
You guys know that club, that scene from Fight Club where he like grins to his colleagues during the meeting with the like bloody
yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I guess then the evening comes to conclusion. If you guys have nothing else to say,
Nope.
And then I can forward to the next morning. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just one thing. I found this ring of mind shielding. I just put it in. But if there's any like this additional stuff with the
No, it's
have-
like that. I will send you the bits on. I'm not even gonna send you the bits on the stone. You wouldn't know anything about the stone. I'm gonna give you hints about the stone when the stone things happen in game.
Sure. Okay. But all the other things apply, right? Like the-
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Roll
Yeah.
me just a wisdom check. Because I'm rolling with the variant attunement, so technically, the identification, technically you wouldn't get all of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what? Sorry, wisdom check.
Wisdom check, yeah.
Right. Oh.
Okay,
Pretty
yeah,
good.
you get all of it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, after an hour of attunement,
Yeah,
I will
you
make
also
it
realize that
invisible.
if you die, your soul will get trapped in the ring.
Nice.
Yeah.
But-
You get the sense that to you, the mind shielding things are great. To him, are probably the soul capturing things more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Well, considering what Cassius might know about he's not necessarily in good standing of any of the gods, so dying is problematic anyway.
Yeah. But it's like, but now you're also probably sitting there like, okay, what was the exact wording of my pact again?
Not so bothered about it.
Anyway.
I Cassius finds it fancy that he can make the ring invisible, which he will do.
So yeah, the next day comes, the next morning. Vieira will probably return to say bye-bye, I think. I'm not sure. Chris?
Yes, the plan would have been to meet up with everyone very early, because she knows everybody isn't a morning person, so she's making a point of waking everyone up early, to discuss what it is they're going to buy, and also to get Snarga's money before leaving for Sunset Hill. So yes, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
And she'll put down, does this place serve coffee or anything like that? She would have asked the bartender for something that is a pick-me-up in the morning.
I mean, you
Like
have
wait
bakeries and stuff, right?
Okay.
Because the Dancing Dragon is not exactly a early morning place, to be fair.
What are you talking about? We're not staying at the Dancing Dragon.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Do you like the picture of the Arabelle Street?
It's really nice.
So we need to finalize the purchases. And Snaga needs his share of the gems
Yeah.
that we've already sold.
His share is in this extra pouch right there. But before you buy the supplies, we need to know how much we have left.
Yes. So, do we want to make a quick trip to that creepy ass store and see if that guy's selling the bag?
Yeah.
And then we know what's left.
Had a nice word first, Cassius.
Of course. Only the best.
Good. Let's see.
So you're going back to the shop?
Yep. So
With all our gold.
It's very early morning, like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish.
You go in, Same thing, you know, you push the door open, it rings the doorbell, and
We'll be lurking at the back this time.
yeah, and then after a little while, there, you can hear the ding 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 ding. Yes comes out through the curtain, and then smiles like, "Oh, good morning, welcome back."
Morning. I hope you had a nice night.
I did indeed. Some of you not so much, and he looks at Steno.
And so I was like leaning on one of his bookshelves or whatever, and just like, yeah.
He raises an eyebrow. I do have a tea that helps with that.
Oh, please. I thought I was drinking water, but my head.
He like reaches just to the side and just takes like pulls a saucer with a cup that was already there, and then just like slides it across the counter towards you. It's
The
fresh
shaking
brewed.
hand reaches out. Oh, thank you. And she just like slowly begins to sip.
It does make the hangover go away after half a cup.
Oh, that's good.
But then he looks at each of you in turn, briefly at Viera in the back, and then back to Cassius. Have you returned for the backpack?
We have indeed.
Well, he pulls out from underneath the counter and puts it on the counter. And then he will explain to you that the main compartment can carry 80 pounds and the side pouches 20 pounds each. And then he will pull out what looks to be a coin pouch, right? And slide it to the side and say, a little something on top. It can hold 30 pounds of coins, but you cannot open it further than a coin would fit. I would not recommend putting it into the backpack, however.
Interesting.
Whatever you put, well, it might devour you and put you into a pocket dimension where you will die.
Interesting.
Good to know.
Either way, these are yours. Little something. He pats the pouch, winks at Cassius.
And how much do we owe
Smirks.
you?
2,000 gold.
Side glance at Cassius.
Cassius is like looking at the pouch and we do have it, right? 2,000 gold. I believe we
Yes,
have
we
to
do.
return some of because I think we already dealt out some of the loose coins that we had. Do we need to return some of it to a pile? So do we have enough?
We have enough, don't worry. Here you go. Still just side glancing at Cassius and giving over the pouch.
Yes, he's smirking the entire time, right? And he does the same thing with like the like he did like the previous day. He like does this like over the top hand motion, like where he like slides his hand around the coins and pulls it back, and they're gone, right? Well, I do hope you enjoy your pouch and your backpack.
Thank you very much. I will do.
If you need anything else while you're in Arabelle, you know where to find me.
Thank you for the tea. She sets the cup down, slides it back towards him, empty.
He kind of looks down at the cup and then looks back at you, Steno, and then nods. And then he will look at Cassius and is like, it was fun last night, and gives him a wink.
Likewise. Well, shall we? I believe we have some more things that we need to purchase. I still have some gold left, so spend it while you have it.
We have some left as well.
Goodbye. He waves.
Yes, Vieira's already leaving out of the shop door.
Farewell.
Let's grab the rest of the party supplies that we need first, then divvy up the remainder of the gold. That seems fair, because
I still-
The
these
question:
kids were
Who's
all
gonna
gonna
take the expanded coin pouch?
Our treasurer, Samira, should obviously take it.
I would check to see if there's anything inside it first.
Yeah.
He would have also explained to you that you retrieve items by thinking of them and then opening it up and reaching it, right?
Here,
The coin
turn it upside
pouch
down and open it.
will not accept anything that is not a coin at all. Right.
Okay. Sticking my hand in the coin
No
pouch and
rings,
thinking
no-
of coin.
No gems, it has to
No
be coin.
jewels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
But yeah,
Well-
when you try to open it, although it looks like you could pull it further apart, it pulls apart just enough that you can slide one coin through at a time, basically.
Yeah, I just try and do my thing of coin and try to take one out if there's anything to take.
Nope.
See if there's anything inside.
Nope.
Well,
Okay, so just to be clear and everything, so I have like 130 gold, but I believe that's with the gold that we spent, that we divided after the hobgoblin fight, but then we put
Yeah.
it back together again
we
for
put
the
it back
bag, right?
together. Yes,
minus
exactly.
45. 45 is what we got from the hobgoblins.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Sorry, I added it up already, and I was like, wait, how much?
No, we gave each other 125 and then took it back.
125.
I have it
Was it?
written down.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I would not have 136 gold. Good.
Yeah, I was wondering why you have so much all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, that was.
You had just a bit more than me, and that was it.
Yeah, no, okay, so I have 11 gold now, so that's good. No, gotcha. Sorry, I was
Me,
just
the
confused.
wealthiest. I've only got platinums.
Okay.
Can
So,
we?
am I the one taking the coin pouch?
Yeah, you can have the coin pouch. I'm not fussed about that.
Alright,
Who's-
so
who's
that's the
taking the
homebrew
backpack?
item.
So yeah,
alright,
it's 1
shit.
pound.
Yeah,
It's
a
1
homebrew
pound.
item. Can hold 30,
Can hold 30.
but only weighs 1.
Only weighs 1 pound. Yeah, which I literally just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's taking the backpack?
Whoever's carrying the tent.
That would be me.
All right.
And
Actually,
if we
I
get
still say
another,
we should get a donkey. Or a mule.
we can try. It's a lot of money. That's the only thing.
8
Bear in
gold?
mind.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess for
You
feed
still need
as well.
saddlebags. You still need food. It's gonna cost gold.
Yeah. Actually, Steno would have a question for your. She would approach her and say, for the part of the journey that requires a sacrifice to the vines,
Mm-hmm.
whatever those vines may be, would it be possible to instead purchase a number of chickens or similar small animals that could be hunted and have them in a cage to let loose upon that point of the journey?
Aren't chickens loud?
If you're happy to carry very loud chickens through a forest while we want to be quiet, sure. They make an awful lot of noise in the morning.
What
Great
about
for waking you
rabbits?
up. Great for attracting attention too.
Do rabbits make a lot of noise?
Rabbits don't, but they're the kind of thing we found plenty of in the fields, so it's possible I could hunt and trap them instead. But given the description of it being a sheep originally, I don't think rabbits are big enough. I think you need something big enough to open up the vine wall, is the impression I got. And a sheep is as wide as a person, so it would take the sheep and open up, and you would have a wide enough passageway for a person to go through. Rabbit, you'd need several rabbits to do that, and also somehow get them all to line up properly. I'm certainly not that good with animals. Whereas a sheep could be led into the vine.
I think it's generally better if... I mean, you found a deer for the spider.
For the spider.
Warrior. So, could you replicate that?
More than likely. It might just take a little bit of time, that's all.
I think that's better. This forest is shit enough as is. Trudging around it with the sheep.
It's a shame you didn't keep one of the hobgoblins alive. We could have thrown him into the vines. Maybe we'll find some more hobgoblins on the way.
That sounds unnecessarily cruel.
I hope not.
Cruel's a matter of perspective. I've seen them do far worse things.
In any case, we have shopping to do.
We do. Does anybody know what we need? Healer's kits, definitely, but we can probably put together some of the materials for healer's kits as well.
So out of character, we could probably like get a healer's kit for half price if we just buy like half the ingredients and then have Vera
buy the gauze and stuff like that, and the bandages and stuff. And then the medicinal side I can probably produce.
So, as far as herbalism kits go, if Steno were to purchase like the kind of city style version of that, would she be able to work with Vieira to produce items, or to like cut down the time at the very least for some of the things that she's doing?
Shin?
For what exactly?
For the healer's kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for the
you can have
kit.
to like for healers potions, because you both have a healer's kit proficiency. I told you that already. It takes 2 hours per potion instead of 4. You can double the amount if you can make per day together in the same time frame.
Well, that's healing potions, not healer's kits.
For healer's kits, what exactly? What do you want to have here?
Well, I'm proficient in gathering herbs that can be used for a healing kit.
Yeah.
What can we produce ourselves versus having to just straight up buy it from a shop?
Well, I mean, you need bandages. That's not something you can produce yourself because you don't have extra fabric unless you want to cut up your own clothing, right? The salves and stuff, it's like basically you can gather that. But it's like basically half of it you need to gather, half of it you need to buy. At this point, you can halve the cost of what you need.
For 1 square foot of tarp, I believe.
I don't know exactly how many bandages. That would be error. Like literally, you just halve the cost of the healer's kit. And you get 10 applications, you get bandages for 10
tarp isn't going to be the right material either, so...
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Unless you want to bind people with leather bandages, basically, which is a terrible idea.
Okay, and you guys have now... a coin pouch of holding and a handy haversack.
Ah, perfect.
That's awesome.
You all can look at it and have access to it.
there any reason I can't access the inventory?
I mean, you should be able to.
Oh yeah, I can also only see the gold.
I can see the gold,
Likewise.
that's it. And the biography, but I'm pretty sure that the Handy Haversack doesn't yet have a biography. Yet being the operative word.
Oh, you're using the importer to add items to it. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
What
gotcha.
about if we get a custom item?
Then you will just add something else in the meantime because it lost the bar when
And
I
then
deleted all
change
the
it.
items from it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stack all my shit in there.
Yeah, I'm
But-
gonna keep a double one anyways in my own inventory since like it puts it in chat to. Like,
I'm not
double
gonna
subscription.
hold you
Yeah.
to it that you're like paying attention to the pouches and stuff. It's just 120 pounds all total.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, gotcha. But I'm gonna do the same, basically import it in there, but just keep it in my inventory, but give it a 0 weight, so it's still in there. I can still like see it, keep track of it.
So healers kits we definitely want. What else do we want? We have a tent. We have bedrolls.
Wine
Now that we have,
skins.
now that we have room with the pouch, do we need with the haversack? Do we need things like I don't know, more rations, torches?
My recommendation would be how much rope are we carrying?
Ooh, that's a good idea. I only have this butte right here, and I pat my waist.
You have a belt?
It's a rope. It's a silk rope. It's just fashioned into a belt.
Okay.
Don't you
That's
want a
clever.
belt?
Well,
I guess it doubles up.
it doubles
It
up.
fit her style.
So what if you
Yeah.
need it? Then you don't have a belt anymore.
Then I will get another belt.
She's, I believe, a tailor anyway. She can probably end up making her own.
So
Exactly.
So rather than get buy 50 feet, could we instead maybe have like purchase
Ooh,
400?
You definitely want 50 feet.
Yeah, but I mean like you could have 50 feet and that's fine, but in practice if you need to go 100 feet or tie something that's a little bit longer than 50 feet, right? Tying those ropes together, unless you have knowledge of knots, it's very difficult. I mean, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's suggestion like maybe a thing of 50 feet and then a thing of 400 feet.
Samira, you worked on a ship. You're pretty good with tying knots, aren't you?
I mean, I can tie knots quite well.
I don't think we have a problem with knots.
Okay.
Not really.
Not really.
Oh god.
So my recommendation would be the tent, some food, some extra clothing, just in case. I mean, just in case a hobgoblin cuts you open with a greatsword.
Mhm.
Might happen.
Here, I'll tally this up.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of an awful lot else that is mandatory. You're humans. For the half our party is humans. A
Rations.
lantern.
Cassius also said rations. Added to the list.
Yeah, it's already on
Okay.
the haversack.
Yeah,
it's on the
I
haversack.
added the one that I had. Guess he's just putting stuff in there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll have
Gotcha.
to look at that later.
I would say a bullseye lantern,
Mm.
so that you humans can see at night.
I
Then
think
we'd need
Stano
enough
has
oil
one
to
actually.
make it.
I had one until you're like, hey, why do you have that? Oh, good point. I'll
And
get
then
rid
you
of
got
that.
rid of it. In that case, a lantern, some oil for the flask. I would buy a wineskin with some wine, not to drink, but to get rid of things like oily substances. You can use wine to get rid of
Hard
oil.
liquor is better. I mean, Stano will tell you that because it doubles up as
yeah.
disinfectant.
Yeah.
Hard liquor, if you can find it. Sure.
Oh, I can find it for sure.
Can we also buy some to drink?
No. No.
I mean-
There will be no drinking. We are
Well,
on a
but
serious
doesn't-
mission.
Why doesn't Senna just get another of her? Why didn't she drug her around so proudly?
The only thing to keep in mind is that wine is great in a bottle, not in a wineskin.
The great
You've
thing
got
about a
limited
handy haversack
days
is that
of daylight.
it ain't gonna break. It's not gonna preserve
Yeah.
whatever is perishable, but it's not gonna break it.
But if it's a corked bottle of wine in the haversack, then you should be fine
Yeah.
for quite a while. So you might want to get bottles rather than wineskins, because wineskins will go off in days.
Okay.
They're not intended to hold wine for a long time.
Should we get some extra water skins talking about that?
And rain catchers too, maybe.
Because if
Or
we end
some-
up in a desert, we might be fucked.
Well,
yes and no.
actually,
Maybe.
if the haversack is
There are
able
ways
to
to find
hold
water in deserts.
80 pounds, then we can just buy a small cask or like those barrels that you can.
You
like,
could buy a
just put on
barrel
your
of
shoulder.
water,
Yeah, a small
but
one.
you'd have to
Yeah.
fit. You'd have to fit the
It's
barrel.
a small,
in
yeah.
the
It's
back.
as he said, cask. Yeah, cask.
Yeah.
Like the kind of
So-
cask you'd put on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a small
Yes.
beer cask. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still only going to hold 3 or 4 gallons of water. That's enough for all of us for a day.
It's
Not
better,
that much.
better
Might
than
come
nothing,
handy in a
right?
pinch.
Like,
It's better than nothing, yeah.
as
I
an
mean,
emergency kind of thing.
we don't know where. Let's face it. A, we haven't even found the tower yet.
Yeah.
B, we haven't even got anywhere near it yet. C, we don't know what's on the other side, so we need to be as prepared as possible. Healer's kits are the priority because we burned through an awful lot of bandages in a very short time. I'm going to be returning to Sunset Hill. Part of what I'm going to be doing over the next few days is brewing up more healing potions, so that we each likely have 2.
I already have
is the
one
plan.
still,
Good. That's
And I-
one extra that I wasn't
and we also have
counting on.
this potion, this thing.
I thought Yes was going to identify that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
No, he did.
He did.
He did. It's
What is it?
it turns you into a bug, and well, features of a bug.
Okay.
He said, but it will let you
The
spit.
ink egg and lets
Well,
you spit acid.
Yeah, it will let you spit acid. Yeah, for
Hmm.
a time. I'm not sure.
Mimicking an ink egg's ability to spit acid.
Mhm. So whoever wants that, and he kind of pushes it away from himself.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Sure.
Let's just throw that in the bag for now.
Well, it would be good to have it in
At hand, yes.
a pinch.
Yeah. Who's
For
most likely to use it? Probably Samira. Or
Samira.
Steno.
Yeah, Samira
Oh.
Steno, because close up and personal.
I'm likely to be 80, 90 yards at range. I fully intend on using my bow as much as possible now.
And I don't want to be a bug.
Priorities!
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a bug!
There.
what an empirical experience.
So,
Alright, fine, then I'll take it.
aside from the obvious stuff, does anybody need any tools while we're here? Does anybody need anything extra? Weapons? Armor? I've already upgraded my armor.
I've
I
bought some
think-
things already, and with leftovers I can supply myself a bit more, but I'm good.
Okay.
I think I would like to grab a longbow and some arrows, and
I
Why
can
didn't you just
craft
take them from the
arrows.
hobgoblins?
because those were hobgoblins and they're nasty bows.
Well,
I
They
want
had
one
we
from
normal-
can
arrows.
sold the same longbow. Yeah.
They had very
There
normal
was nothing wrong,
longbows.
nothing wrong with the longbows. Keep in mind that arrows I can craft. So if you've got arrow heads,
Mhm.
I can make the rest of it.
We
I-
still
I,
have 23 of those.
I also do need some more crossbow bolts.
Here,
Are
you can
sure
have
you
mine.
don't want to use like a short bow? It's lighter, it's quieter. It's easier to carry. You can sling it over your shoulder, and I can make you arrows in a pinch.
All right, sure. Then I need a bow and need to sell this this crossbow.
Maybe see if you can trade the crossbow in for a bow.
Yeah,
A-
probably.
Hmm.
How about a
If you really
grappling
want to-
hook?
Oh,
Or like
Could
climber kits?
come in handy.
Who
interesting.
knows, right?
Who knows? You never know. We might be stuck at the bottom of a cliff and need to climb 40 feet up. Who knows?
Alright, here
We could
I'll add
bamf
that to
anywhere into the other world.
the climbers kit. Alright. Rope. Oh yeah, I already got rope.
So have a think about tools. Does anybody want extra vials or books or
Well,
mirrors? Hand
for the
mirrors?
personal stuff, I'm definitely going to write down all my personal things and just deduct that from my cost and let you guys know what the weight is and see if that's applicable, like if that'll work.
Can I make
for-
one recommendation?
Sure.
Soap.
Oh, I already got lots of soap, boy. Yeah. Lots and lots of soap. And we can actually make soap too, because it's only missing one ingredient every time we put out a campfire.
What, animal fat? Tallow.
There you go.
Yeah, you could do.
Why does Stena know how to make soap?
She likes to be clean.
Nothing wrong with knowing how to make soap.
Yeah. It's simple. Everybody can do it.
Next thing you know, Stena's starting the Fight Club and making explosives out of soap.
I'm hoping for it. I'm here for it.
Speaking of which, I see on the item list thing here.
Yeah?
There is what was it? Alchemist's Fire.
You gotta buy
have-
it.
To have one, at least, I think would be a good addition to the bug potion, the Ankeg potion, just in case we need to start a fire and can't just sit around like striking flint and steel.
I mean, I just want to put it out there. Having one of you know alchemy on top of the herbalism thing wouldn't be a bad thing.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
sure.
And I think it would be
But
a
none of
very...
us know alchemy.
Yeah. But while you're here, in Arabelle, you can buy a book on how to learn it.
Hell yeah.
Steno.
Yeah, I'll totally 100. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go get that book. Screw everything else.
It's gonna take
Teach
you
me how to
like
fish,
as
right?
per training rules, right, to learn it, but
Yeah, it'll take me a while, but it'll be worth it. So, how much would one of those cost, by the way?
50 gold.
50 gold?
I
Okay,
mean,
yeah.
you do have a friend who has a lot of books that you wanted to talk to as well.
That's true. That's pretty much all I had as far as ideas. Anybody else?
I think we're set.
Do we
can,
want to get a set of cook's utensils if we're going to be on the open road cooking food all the time?
Got one of those.
Okay, you've already got.
I got cook's utensils, soap.
Okay. I think we've covered everything I can think of. Ooh. Do you want to get something that combined an individual?
Oh, interesting.
Rope, manacles, your human cities are strange like that, but you have like iron manacles or something you might want to get, just in case we need to detain someone.
Rope works, right?
Rope works. We can use rope.
By the way, all your cold
And a
weather gear
sharp
you can
sword.
all shove now into the backpack if you want.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll do the thing of keeping it on my sheet, but making the weight 0.
Yeah.
Actually,
same.
I'll just keep it on my sheet.
Okay.
I'm not encumbered anyway. So I can't think of anything else that's relevant.
Same.
Lena's having fun. It's like, yeah, I have a backpack.
Yeah, I'm scribbling right now.
I love
So-
this
do we wanna
variation of the
deduct
NPC
the-
sheet, by the way, you guys. I
Yeah.
love it.
Do we,
Yeah.
do we want to deduct the cost of all of that and then split the rest of the money?
Yes,
Or do we
it's a good
want
idea.
to get a mule as part of that and then deduct the rest of the money?
Good question.
I mean,
It's up to you.
I still
mean-
say it's a good idea, but
Mules
That can be
aren't
okay.
particularly expensive.
No, they're
It's
not.
2 gold. It's 2 gold each, effectively, from what I've been keeping an eye on the animals in this city. So
It's 8 gold,
and-
yeah. And
they're
has a
not
speed of
expensive.
40, and they're really good. They have a carrying capacity of 120
they're
pounds.
mules. They're good for mountains too. If we go through
Yeah.
the other side and we have a mule, that could be a big benefit.
And it fits through more stuff than a horse would as well.
Yeah. Yeah. it'll
Yes,
fit
and if
through
we're on
any
the other
doorway
side
if we
and
went-
we're in a food dry desert, we could use some meat.
Well, that's a bit extreme.
I mean,
Well, how are you gonna feed a mule over there in the desert?
with the
I'll
grain
find
that
ways.
we buy,
Don't you worry.
You do that.
well, then you also want to maybe get the mule also
saddlebag.
saddle, not just that, a saddle, a packing saddle, like a carrying saddle. It's a
pack
pack
saddle.
saddle. Saddlebags. I did already, like on a previous game, arrow calculations for saddlebags because they actually don't say how much they fit. So one saddlebag actually carries
Yeah.
30 pounds, by the way.
Is it 30 pounds a side? Because they're
Yeah,
normally
30
weighted
pounds a
either
side.
side.
You have to buy
Yeah,
two
so 60
saddlebags,
pounds.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So per
And you
saddlebag,
You
it's
hook
30
them to
pounds. Yeah.
the harness, I guess.
And
they were cheap, right?
it's-
They were like an
you need
additional 8 gold.
bit and bridle.
Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah, bit and bridle, 8 gold. It's not very much, all
No.
in all, but
I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but this forest, we've seen what it holds, and if
a
we get
mule
into
can
danger,
move faster than you can.
yeah, that's the issue. If it runs,
I will run after it. I'm relatively good with animals. I can wait for it to calm down, keep leading it away, make sure it's safe. Unless, of
And-
course, it runs head first
I'm-
at the dangerous
I'm just
creature.
saying,
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
But all in all, it all is going to cost us like 15 gold to have a meal. 20 gold, maybe.
all right. I mean, I'm just saying.
Worst case scenario, we throw it at the vines.
Fair.
Yeah, the mule is multi-purpose.
It's bleeding
We
out
can
and it's
name it.
dying at the vines. We throw it at the vines, taking the saddlebags off first, of course.
All right.
Well then, I will give you a mule.
Extra sheet, another one.
Yeah.
I am not taking care of that one. Just saying. I have 2 already.
I'll deal with the mule.
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna make 2 sheets, one for the actual inventory of the mule and then one for the actual animal, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we know everything we need to buy.
Now let's find out how much everything
me
costs.
just-
Get your charm
I'll
on,
just add up all
Cassius.
those things.
I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately.
Always what you're good for.
Well,
Get out there.
thank you.
Shooting a wink towards you.
All right, so you're just deducting it, or how should we go about this?
Here, I'm adding up the
Should I-
prices right now.
Yes.
One second.
You can
See if we get
if
a
you-
discount or something.
try.
What you gonna call the mule?
Oh,
Ooh,
oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. I feel like an honorary name would be good for this mule. Something like he who carries many things.
All right. It could be your nickname for him.
I have a good name. Matteo.
What does Matteo mean?
That's sweet and short. I like it.
Cassius smirking.
Can you
Look to
type
Vera.
me in chat
What's
how
it?
you spell it?
Yeah, we just spelled it. Come on.
I put it in OC. Matteo.
Oh, nice.
Why is there only one T? Why? This is wrong.
Right? I expected
I
two
know.
T's and one I in between the E and the O. It's like my
Oh,
brain
really?
is like, yeah.
Oh.
No, I just is like a two T's. The I would, but this is looks like Mateo.
I added a T here, so it doesn't trigger us both. There you go. You have a Mateo in Pats and Bags.
So is someone deducting
getting
money or?
Getting insulted today, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna deduct the money if I know what we're gonna spend.
You want to do a haggle check, by the way, just in case, a total haggle check.
Yes. Cassius
Come.
is going around doing all of the haggling.
Yep.
And hopefully he does a better job than he
Do
did
it!
with.
Do it!
Do it.
Roll me a persuasion. It's gonna be a total for everything. So just roll me one.
Mm-hmm.
And with advantage because Steno is again pointing out all the.
Okay.
Don't screw it.
Okay. Oh, and as a personal thing, can I also switch out this crossbow for a bow? They're the same price.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Likewise.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you get
There we
everything.
go.
You get everything half price.
Okay, so who was counting stuff together?
Also,
almost done.
Okay, good.
I mean,
I'm waiting on you.
Cassius also might have gotten a couple of handkerchiefs. One of the merchants might have offered his daughter for marriage as well.
He's really playing the part as a
As a priest.
No. The priest is not anymore. He's playing the part as basically like a adventurer going out on something that they might not return from, and he's like really playing.
Yeah,
this,
one of the merchants is a former adventurer. He has a daughter. He offered her for marriage.
Can't take her. Oh, maybe we can throw her at the
With that
vines.
roll. Jesus Christ. Wow.
Cassius didn't say that.
Wow. Abel said that.
Yep.
Sure did.
He's deflecting it all, but taking all the deals.
I will give Chris full ownership of the mule as the animal.
That's fine.
Great.
What? Vieira said she's dealing
Nothing?
with it. I mean, I can give it to everyone.
I'd just make it available to everyone.
Yeah, I'll make it available to everyone. Fine. Fine.
Have we
Miss-
decided how much of each thing we're buying? Like
That's
how
a good
much
question.
oil? Well, I would do.
Once we have the prices, then we can dole that out. I'm like one item away from finishing.
Okay.
Yes,
I also need
then
to
we'll
buy
have
some
decide
arrows.
on where the
Buy
items go in
arrows,
the
just buy
saddlebags
arrowheads.
or in the the haversack, we'll have to divide that up too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just buy arrowheads. I'll make the arrows for you.
Okay. So
We've still got 10 days of downtime to do. Training.
how many would arrowheads be? Like what the?
They are on my sheet. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a couple just for myself, and just full arrow so that I have some in the meantime. But it's just I can do it for my money.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be
If
bought up by
If
it.
somebody can rename the mule into Mateo, please. I can't open the sheet for some reason.
There we go. And rations.
There's no open for
Oh,
me either.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, never mind. I'll fix
Hey,
it.
there we go.
Oh, okay.
Arrowheads weigh 0.02,
Mhm.
and for 20 arrowheads, you'll pay. I think you pay a gold for 20 arrows normally, so it's 5 silvers for 20.
Okay, we got the
arrowheads.
prices now. We need to find out how much of everything. So I'm guessing like one climber's kit, one cask of water, and one bullseye lantern. But otherwise, we have to, you know.
Buy a healer's kit for each of us, so 4 healer's kits. Keep in mind the healer's kits are 2.5 gold, not 5.
Oh, 2.5. Okay.
yeah, because this is the full price that I listed.
Oh,
So
that's good to know. That's good to
I
know.
am going to be putting together the remainder of the herbs for all those healer's kits over the 10 days, so they're only 2.5 each. The rope, I would say buy 2. The extra clothes, I would buy a set of clothes for everyone, just 4 standard travelers' clothes, basically. You can never have too many clothes. Extra rations, up to you guys, but there are 4 of us. And keep in mind you will also need to store donkey food, mule food, somewhere.
I can tell you right away when it comes to donkey food.
Grass.
Yeah, but because each creature needs a certain amount of food per day, right? Feed per day is usually 10 pounds. 10 pounds it is if you're making the thing run a lot, like strenuous.
Yeah,
And
or
I mean
carry
normal,
a load of stuff or-
like if it's like packed to the brim, then I would say it eats 10 pounds. If it's resting, if it's carrying a light load, I would say 5 pounds are more than enough. Especially because mules are smaller, right? Because 10 pounds are usually for horses.
Yeah, same as people basically. We need 2 pounds of food if it's strenuous, 1 if it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 healers kits, 4 clothes, 2 rope. You said.
I would take 2 just in case we need to use 2 separately.
Then rations. How many again?
There are 4 of us, so 8 rations. That's
Okay,
2
8
days
rations.
worth.
Yeah.
Okay, lantern only 1. I'm guessing. Oil.
Keep in mind-
We already had some
Yeah.
extra rations from the hobgoblin, so
Exactly.
which we used on the way to Arabelle.
oh yeah, we used them
Oil.
all.
How many?
I'd get 5.
5. Okay.
I think 1 oil doesn't last for particularly a massive amount of time.
And you can always
Water
throw it at
skin,
things and set it on
4.
fire. It's great.
You can do that, yes, if you really want to.
Violent.
4 water skins. Cooked bottle of wine.
It's a to-go tactic in Baldur's Gate 3. Don't judge.
Let's do 2 cooked bottles of wine. That good?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 basket and 1 climber's kit. Now the hard liquor is just a question mark, and I'm not gonna remove right now because I don't have an answer for that.
For what?
Hard liquor.
Hot liquor.
Hard
Okay.
liquor. A bullseye lantern burns for 6 hours on 1 flask, so that's 20. My maths is terrible today. 30 hours of burning on a lantern, which
That's
is good
excellent.
enough for 3 days, 4 days, basically. If you burn it all night.
Oh yeah, we need something to put the oil in. Derp. Here, let me find that.
The oil flask.
It's a
That's
flask. Yeah.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
with it.
flask.
Oh,
of
okay.
oil. which is safe inside the bag, so it can't get ruptured or spilt or anything like that.
So
So yeah, just
the,
the hard liquor.
and yeah, that really does depend on what kind of liquor. I mean, I know about some, but it's mostly just wine, so it's up to the GM.
I'm checking.
I mean, absinthe, if I recall, is...
Absinthe is a very
Seven.
special liquor.
Oh, never mind then.
You don't even drink it the normal way. This is not a drink that you just sip from a glass.
Yeah, that's the yeah, special
Oh,
stuff.
I mean,
Very alcohol.
that's what we did in real life. We just smashed that shit back.
Man, you did a disservice to that drink then.
Yup, that's special shit.
Well, it didn't have like the worm in it or anything, but anyway, yeah, never mind. Never mind.
The good thing about hard liquor is that it lasts for about a year or two.
If you
before
buy
getting
cheap
bad.
moonshine, it's gonna be 2 silver. A bottle.
As long as it works, because it's for medicinal purposes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like quality whiskey or something, but like, you know, it's liquor. And you can set it on fire.
Okay, here, let me change that. You said 2 silver?
Yeah.
And how many hard liquor?
1 silver with the discount. It's 1 bottle.
If we're going to be using it as a disinfectant and stuff like that as well, I'd get like 5. Depends on how big a...
As big as a wine bottle. It's the same bottle.
Yeah,
they don't
5
have
is a good
different.
idea.
They don't have
I'd
different
get
bottles.
5 liters of hard liquor seems good.
Okay, so it's 5 silver.
So
Let me
it's,
just.
it's a gold for the liquor.
No, it is 5 silver for the liquor.
Yes. I was just
Okay,
going to add everything up and then divide it by 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Figured it's easier.
And 1
Yes.
bottle.
Almost done here.
1 bottle holds 1/2 pints of liquid. By the way, if you wondered, it's 2 pounds heavy. The bottle itself.
We can just get a second cask. Or fill the cask full of hard liquor.
Well, let's check how much weight we're consuming first, because this might not all fit in the bag.
There's the rest amount.
Okay.
Oh, math, my brain hurts.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's
Someone
also
else divide that up, please.
just scrolling through the equipment list, trying to find if there's anything else we need.
You will get 80...
Add it to the handy haversack to see how much it total weighs, and then you can always deduct.
Yeah. Just add the stuff and I'd say the bottles and everything for sure in the handy haversack.
Yeah, because you don't want them to break.
Each,
Ooh, that's awesome.
and there's 1 copper left over. So we can spend that on a drink and everybody takes a swig and then we leave.
Yeah.
Alright.
So that's the money you can add back to your sheet. That's your personal cash.
80? Wow, nice.
80 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper.
Very nice.
Well, you're not exactly poor, so.
No, while we're in
Not
Arable,
now.
can I convert that
Yes.
to 8 platinum?
Yeah.
Oh. I would also like to convert that.
Yes, you can.
Same.
I will keep the silvers.
So question, does anyone want to add the money to the coin pouch so I can keep track of that?
No, it's fine.
Good to know. Because I'm using it for myself then.
I'm not anywhere near encumbered anyway.
It's
yeah.
fine. You have 7 levels ahead of you of party treasure that you will absolutely not want to carry all in one on your person. It's fine.
I think the best thing to do with the pouch and the backpack is anything we get on the road, we shove into that, and then we worry about splitting it out later on. Unless someone specifically needs personal money for a reason, then we should just leave it all in the party treasure, whatever we find from here on. And then if
And-
somebody wants personal money, then we can spend
Honestly,
what we have.
I will say the coin purse of holding also can hold gems as long as they're as big as a coin, right?
Okay.
And rings and the like. You can put it there as long as the thing is not bigger than a coin, you can shove it in there.
Talking about coins, who wants to hold this one? He holds up the coin of delving that he got identified.
Nobody knows what it does.
What?
Well, he told us
What's wrong
all,
with
right?
that?
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah.
We were in the shop. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
tell us all. He
told us
identified
that
the
you
eye.
drop it and it tells you how far it drops.
Yeah. I can hold on to it, but I'm not beholden to it or something.
Well, you keep it. It's the first enchanted item any of us found.
Fair enough.
Think of it sentimentally. You might put it in a display case once you are settled and have your own little empire going. You strike me as the empire sort of person.
I mean, also, you have on one side an eye, and on the other an infinity symbol, or an 8. You think probably it's an 8. It's an 8 and an eye.
All right.
So you could technically also use it for coin flipping, where the eye is the face,
Very
and
good.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. Is that everything settled?
Aside from personal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
probably.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I need to head off because I promised Snagar I would return within 6 days. So I'm heading to Sunset Hill. You're welcome to join me if you want to come with. I know we discussed briefly about doing some training. Steno, you wanted to catch arrows.
Yes, I will likely be joining you after a day or so.
Sure, yeah. I'm gonna depart now though, early morning, and get myself as far as I can along the road while it's daylight.
By the way, you have
you
now
want-
more people leaving Arabelle alongside that road because the Harvest Festival is over. Right. So there's like caravans on a daily basis. You have no problem finding people to travel with.
Can I attach myself to a caravan?
Yeah, no problem.
I will walk alongside.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
not
why I
interested
said
in
like
getting
any of
arrested or
you can safely travel on their own back to Sunset Hill without to worry.
Before you leave, do you want to make a rendezvous date when all of us should meet again?
Are you planning to be a very long time?
As long as possible.
Not particularly, no. Just so we're all on the same base.
I will be in Sunset Hill.
Hmm?
If
I
you
believe that-
guys aren't there within 20 days, I will likely depart for the Hulak Forest again.
Good to know.
So out of character, the 10 days Shin that you said would be required for the training, that's
You have
just
8
for
days. You have 8 days
We've
left.
done 2.
You've
There's
done
8
2.
days left.
It's 8 days left.
6 days.
So
okay.
you
So-
are It's with today, right? It's then 7 days. Actually, today I would say skip because you were purchasing a lot of stuff and getting ready.
Yeah,
So
buying
it's
stuff and getting ready to
So-
leave and all the rest.
starting on the 4th of Marpenov. So 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th. So wait, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11. So 8 days over is on 11th. So you can go back on the 12th if you're training, right? So basically, your training is done on the 11th of Marpenov in the evening, and the 12th is the first real non-time skip day.
And I think the only person who has anything outstanding particularly is Samira, whose foreskin is being tanned.
It will be
should
done by
in
then,
a few days.
Yeah, it will be done in 8 days, or even less actually.
Yeah, I did it first day. Got it. Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Got started then.
6 days
In
until
which
that is done. Yeah.
case, I will see you all
In
whenever
Sunset.
you turn up in Sunset Hill.
Excellent.
All right.
Safe travels.
Till then.
See you there.
See you then. And Vieira's going to head off and leave.
At this point, I would like to do a short break, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Cool.
So yeah, let's take 10 minutes, and yeah, then we'll continue. I think with Steno, because I think she wanted to talk to Kimorn.
Yes.
So yeah, see you in 10 minutes, you guys.
Alrighty.
Yep. See you then.
Oh, Chris.
And we're back.
Awesome.
I have pudding. So,
Good to know. Pudding. Oh.
pudding. Well, Ara,
Oh, okay.
tell me when you're ready.
Alright. I wasn't even born ready, so let's just.
I assume it's gonna be after the shopping day, or that day in the
definitely after
evening.
shopping.
After shopping, okay. So I will fast forward to the evening. And around 7-8 p.m. after dinner.
After dinner? Yeah, yes.
You
That'll
don't want to interrupt him during dinner. That's rude.
Yeah.
Well,
So, Steno would want to head back over to Corn's place, and after she cleaned herself up and made sure that she wasn't looking like she just got beat up in an alley, knock on the door.
okay. Well, it takes good couple minutes, right?
Okay.
And the door is opened by the tabaxi.
Hello.
He kind of like
Yes.
leans down so he can actually see you from the door frame, right?
yeah,
And
he's
squints
super tall.
his eyes. Good evening. You are back.
Yes. I am. It's a pleasure to see you. And she reaches her hand forward, as if to shake.
He pats your hand.
She just looks at her hand. I suppose that works.
His paw is like the size of your head, right?
Yeah. Just poof, poof. Oh. Is his paw furry? I just have to.
Yeah, he's like tabaxi. He's all fur
Know. Is
everywhere.
it soft? Is he soft?
He has like those, you know how cats have those like really soft pads on the paw, and they're like really nice and soft and warm. Yeah, it's like that,
Oh. Okay.
but much bigger
Well, you.
with some
have nice
serious
hands.
claws there. it's like, oh yeah, nice hands. You can rip my face off with this.
Is Kimorn home by chance?
Yes, he's in his study. Just going through.
Thank you. And she heads inside, takes her shoes off, and heads back up. Is Eclipse following?
No.
Okay. She'll pause at the very bottom of the stairs for a moment and say, "Earlier you spoke into my mind.
Yes, he says into your mind.
Would you perchance study the flow of life energy? Cough, cough, key.
No.
Unfortunate. Thank you. And then she'll head upstairs. But would I be able to throw an insight check in there to see if he's lying?
Yeah, you can throw an insight check.
All right. Because I have no idea, and he's pretty stark. Well, let's see. Not my strong suit, but there we go. Nope. All right.
Looks like a cat face.
What? Cat face. Okay. Soft.
Resting cat face.
Predatory. Okay. It was worth a
Can't
shot.
really tell.
So,
Not the human face.
not a human face.
Yeah. His tail is not flipping back and forth. You know, he's not purring. He's not rubbing his head against you in any way. So you have no idea.
Dang. All right. So then we'll head upstairs towards command study.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
So she makes her way inside and closes the door behind her and just waits for instruction, like if he's requesting it for something or anything.
He motions to the same chair. You can sit down. He's behind the desk, writing something in a journal, and he lifts a finger, like he's finishing.
Okay.
And then he puts that powder on top that dries out the ink and then blows on it, right? And waves a bit his hand to dry the ink, and then he closes the book with the little he has one of those ribbons that he puts in between so he knows where he stopped, and he puts the feather back, the quill, and then he looks at you and smiles. Good evening.
Good evening. I may have been too hasty with my retreat the other day, so I would like to apologize for my lack of restraint. And, well, I was quite curious about your friend's life.
Which one?
She.
And he smiles.
She smiles back and says, "You know of whom I speak."
Is there a reason why you cannot say his name?
Out of character. Oh, god damn it. I'm still tired. Waking up. Give me a moment.
Wow, you named him.
Yeah, I did, and I just. This is so bad. I've been so busy. Alright, here we go. Just figured it was a bit more respectful. Mr. Han, he gave me inspiration and altered the course of my destiny.
Your destiny. He kind of chuckles. That is a big word.
Well, it's true. If it weren't for him, I'd be locked away behind some study somewhere, training from books on how to read people's minds when they come into Erebor. And as prestigious as the War Mages are, the war wizards, I've grown quite fond of this path.
Well, it is quite a rare ability. He is only the second person I ever met who has shown capable of such things. I do believe he told me that you haven't quite unlocked that potential yet.
Not quite. It takes a fair bit of concentration and knowledge of the self to be able to manifest what he was able to. And on the verge, I feel, but I need to quiet my mind, and I believe this may help.
Well, unfortunately, Corin is no longer here to be a teacher. And I am unfortunately not capable of such things. I am afraid your usual standard war wizard, retired.
Well, if only I were to study spells. So,
the study of spells is tricky and can last many, many years as well. There are wizards, even war wizards, who will never amount to more than just cantrips. And he kind of like moves a hand and makes like a few, illusory lights appear, like butterflies, and then makes them vanish again. Yeah, prestidigitation, right?
Yeah. And she looks at the spells, at the spell and the illusory fingers, and smiles a bit. That's a path that I think would take equal measure in study and practice to my own, and something I'm not yet prepared to follow through with. If at all I should live long enough for such a thing.
He leans back in his chair and like puts his elbow onto the armrest and like steeples his fingers and then looks at you across the table. By the way, his eyes are gray, but like not the usual gray you're used to. They're like storm gray, right? They're not normal, right?
Not normal. So
not
it's like,
normal.
Yeah.
I mean, might be the candlelight.
The way they look in the picture.
Yeah, the way they look in the picture, it's like not normal gray. But like it might be the candlelight, But yeah, especially when he was doing the cantrip, it seemed almost like for a moment like they were lighting up, right? But again, might just be the flicker of the light. We're not sure. So he looks at you, he's like, but philosophical discussion about the differences between our abilities is not why you're here. Am I right?
That's correct. When I left previously, I unreasonably blamed you in my mind's eye for not being there for Master Han, but that was incorrect. That was not your responsibility. He was attacked, and his life was cut unreasonably short by someone who I'm sure he had trusted at one point. And I would like to leave this world fond memories as opposed to ones of ones that would not be so light. And I would like to, at the very least, leave here with a good memory of yours that was once shared with him. Something fond.
Well, I'm sure that you had plenty of fond memories that you shared personally with him.
Yes, and it was nice. It was many things. Perhaps nice isn't the correct word, but how you saw him matters, and I'd like to know.
Well, Corin was one of the rare examples of insightful humankind. Living this close to the long-lived races like the dwarven kind and the elven kind, we become all too aware that humans do not live that long and do not have time to gain the wisdom of the older races. But sometimes somebody comes along like your mentor, Corin, and they seem to be a bit above the rest. Not better, but wiser. He was a good man. And I will miss him dearly.
She just nods her head quietly.
He was also very stubborn about not wanting to join the parchment. He chuckles.
Yes, there were many interesting members. He spoke of them on occasion when I could arouse him. The adventurers of Parchment. Would you be willing to part with how they came to be?
Oh, I'm sure that Corin told you about that. I am a collector of books and magical curiosities and items, as you well know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid us wizards do tend to collect all sorts of odd things and baubles. I acquired a tome which was enchanted, and it turned out that it had different people trapped on different pages of the book. The merchant was killed, and the book was sold off. The seller was not quite aware of what he had in his hands. I freed the people, of course. Some were trapped on the pages for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I did offer them their freedom. I do not own people, nor do I wish to own people. Um, but they did decide to stay with me, and so they became my family. And in turn, they helped me find more curiosities and interesting magical items and baubles, as well as tomes for my studies, of course, because I'm afraid a wizard's work is never done.
Work of any kind is never done. Not truly. All we can do is continue to work forwards. And in that respect, at your mention of tomes, am a little curious to see if perhaps you would be willing to lend me one such tome that I may learn from.
He chuckles. Lend you? My, where you are going. I will probably never see that book ever again.
Well, what could I offer you in exchange? I feel
Don't
very
you worry
ill-equipped.
about it. He like waves off, and he gets up, and then like he sort of like checks his shelves, and then no, oh no, not that. There it is, and he pulls it out and gives you basically, you know, alchemy for beginners.
And so she looks down and frowns for a moment. Okay. And then she opens the first page, kind of like almost reverently, very careful with it. And you know the sound of a book when it first opens like that, like an older book, the crinkling of the paper. She's just like waiting for that.
And he will like I acquired that when I was still a young war wizard. I'm afraid I don't have the talent for alchemical concoctions. I'm more the hands-on approach, if you will. Spur of the moment.
Alchemy, so I've learned thus far, is just a matter of connections between different elements. It's very similar to the life energies that flow within us.
Wow, it sounds like then this will be in the right hands then.
I think so. Thank you. And there is one more thing I would like to discuss with you, if that is okay. I'm not taking too much time, I hope, out of your day.
No.
She sets the book aside, careful not to like bump it into anything. Mr. Han gave me I have in my possession a letter of his, and I would like very much to ensure that his last legacy doesn't fall solely with me. And I would very much appreciate if you were to house a copy of it within your wares of curiosities. For if I do truly not return, then
What is the
he
letter
will
about,
have been the last.
if I may ask?
So she reaches into her robes and pulls out this. It's inside an envelope, very carefully. There's no like wax seal. It's just like a string around a button that she unravels and then pulls the letter out and unfolds it. Very fine calligraphy. It's almost like art. She spins around so that Kamar can read. It's supposed to help me when I train, when I work towards unlocking my true self. And it's a lot of philosophy, but it'll act as a partial guide to help me and to remind me of where I need to be on my journey. And hopefully this will act similarly for anyone who wishes to follow the same path.
Well, he will reach for the papers and go like, may I?
You may.
Okay. Then he goes back to his desk and out of a drawer pulls out another tome. Puts the papers into the tome, closes the tome, comes back to you and like offers you water, right? Pours you some water.
Okay.
And then goes back to the tome, pulls out your papers, and gives you the papers back.
That was very peculiar.
Oh, I apologize. It copied the letters. So you can keep the originals.
Thank you. And she folds it up and puts it back in an envelope and like stashes it back inside her clothes. That I would like to keep a piece of him physically with me, even if he is here. And she pats her chest. I suppose I shouldn't keep my allies waiting.
He kind of puts a hand on your shoulders, like, don't blame yourself. I blamed myself for... I partially blame myself still. It was I who told him about that place, and he shared it with his pupil, and we know what happened. Be careful.
I'll ensure he finds justice.
Be careful on the path you took as well. Vengeance is tricky. It might not bring you the satisfaction you think it's going to bring you.
This isn't about gratification. But I'll heed your words and contemplate them on my journey.
Do keep in mind that your mentor was not a vengeful man himself. You're not doing it for him.
She seems kind of like she's turning the words over in her head silently. And then just leans over to like give Kimorn a hug if he would allow.
He kind of awkwardly offers.
And so she like pats him on the back.
He lets you do that, and you get the sense that he's kind of used to this kind of behavior of like awkwardly allowing people to hug him. As that happens, you can hear creaking above you in the rafters.
Okay. And so she's aware that there's a kitty cat above them, but she's not going to acknowledge it. She's just going to think out loud, not to him specifically, just like if he happens to be listening. Ah, so there you are. Have you been listening this whole time? Just throwing the thoughts out there.
No answer.
All right. And yeah, so she'll lean back after giving Kimorn a hug and then pick up the book.
Is there anything else you need before you go?
Oh, well, if you could equip me with magical items and all the allies I could need, perhaps the backing of the adventurers of Parchment themselves.
I used to have a surplus of a certain item that would have been of great use to you. Unfortunately, I don't have any more. I have given those away.
I was jesting. Don't worry. This is something that I must attempt to do to the best of my own abilities. But this gift, and she raises the book.
The place you're going is very similar and very different. There are things that you will recognize, and things that will look the same, and they will not act the same.
How do you know so much of this place? Were you there?
He kind of like takes a deep breath. and sits down at the chair, like by the table next to you, right?
Mhm.
Yes, I have been drawn into that place against my will at some point a few years back. Time passes differently there. It passes quicker. For every minute, for every hour, for every day, you have multiple days passing on the other side, maybe even weeks. I don't even know if it is the same difference still. Might have slowed down in the meantime, might have become even quicker.
And why was it that you had been taken? And how did you arrive back?
One of mine needed help. And back then, there was still a way to come back. That way, to my knowledge, does no longer exist. It is a one-way journey. If you go, you will have to stay. There is no way out of there, to my knowledge. Maybe you will find one. But I would mentally prepare that there isn't.
Out of character, would I be able to roll a Arcana check to see if Steno would recognize inklings of demiplanes?
I mean,
today's
would
campaign?
she know anything about demiplanes? It's not like she studied magic in that way.
That is exactly how she is studying magic. I mean, because the
I mean,
cosmology,
she
right?
would know about planes. Demiplane is something entirely very specific, right?
Yeah.
You
I
already
suppose.
know that you're probably going to a different plane of existence, right?
Yeah.
That's like, you don't even have to roll for that. You know it's a different plane of existence.
Okay.
Even from the description, like, even like stories you grew up with, like about the Feywild, like, even the Feywild time goes differently, right? Or stuff
Yeah,
like people go there and they think they have been there for 3 days and they come back and they have been gone 3 years and then they don't even remember where they have been.
that's
Stuff
really
like that.
freaky. Yeah. So, so did you age and come back older?
I haven't spent that much time on the other side. A few weeks, months at most. Um, when I came back, only a few days had passed.
Oh,
I could have been trapped there forever. I was lucky in that way.
glad you weren't. But I suppose it's
But I also
more or
have to
less
point out that
useless.
that was several years ago. Since then, for all I know, decades, maybe hundreds of years have
Everything could be
passed into
different.
the other place. When I was there was no sunshine. There was no stars, no sun, no moon. The sky was completely black.
That sounds horrifying.
And nature was dying, or mostly dead because of it. People were barely surviving. It was a harsh place, a harsh world.
All the more reason to become stronger. Even if it may not be the same, that could be useful to me. So this is important. Is there somebody who you knew on the other side?
We have
Who may still be
been
there?
in a city called Saltwyn, in a kingdom called Redwayne. in the province of Edron. There was a wizard, a powerful wizard called Claudia, Lady Claudia. I was mostly focused on research while I was there, so I didn't pay that much attention to the people. But I do remember the city. It's called Saltwind.
If I happen to meet her or her descendants, for that matter, then this could prove very fortuitous. So,
One of mine stayed behind.
oh,
His name is Alomar. He is a dragonborn, a black dragonborn with blue eyes. He stayed behind to teach people and help them. He found his choosing on the other side and stayed behind.
if we meet, I'll give him your regards.
Yes, I miss him dearly. He was a good friend.
And so she's like repeating all these names, just under her breath a little bit, to try and get a hang of, to solidify them in her memory before moving on. Is there anything that you would want to say to him?
No, I hope he's well.
If we should meet them, I'll pass that along. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good luck.
She smiles and turns to leave. And is thinking while she's leaving, after repeating, right when she gets to the very front door, she'll think, "You have very nice hands."
No response.
And she leaves.
Well, you step out into the nighttime. The cities of Arabel. Into the city of Arabel. Time skip time! Whoop whoop!
Time skip time.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing? Who's going back to Saltwind when? What's happening?
Saltwind? Nobody.
Saltwind.
So sorry, Arabel.
That's
God
a
damn it.
big ass time skip. Are you kidding?
Wow.
Are we level 15 already?
Yeah, totally.
Alright, so I'm going to do basically everything I wrote to you. So if I'm the one to go first, I would say she stays until the 7th. And does basically martial things. And also groups playing with the others and just bar fights and everything. But what's very obvious to whoever's left and interacting with Samira still is she's getting more and more pent up, like irritated. You could guess, and she's no longer participating in sparring with you guys. More just brutal bar fights with whoever's around. And on the 7th, she's going, once she got her pelt and everything, she's going to, without a word to the others, just pack up and make her way to Sunset Hill. Yeah. And not rush her travels or anything. She's gonna take her time and try and do this survival thing alone for the moment. Get acclimated to being on land
Mm-hmm.
and calming down eventually. And then she arrives at Sunset Hill, probably on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where we could then have a chat with Vera.
I'll go over to Viera. Viera, you... Okay, first of all, I need a roll for the herbs, right? For every day where you're collecting verb.
Okay, so first of all, let's divvy up what we're doing. So she leaves Parable on the morning of the 3rd, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. She is basically going to hot-foot it to Sunset Hill, so she is double dashing all the way there.
Okay.
Yes, she's going to be absolutely exhausted, but that's the point.
You'll get a
She
big
is
hug from Snaga. And not only
pushing
that,
herself to elements.
he was literally sitting, the moment you arrive, he's sitting on the street
sitting
and like
on the doorstep, looking down
down the street, yeah. And when the moment he sees you, he will rush up to you and go like, Viera, and then hug you. Right.
Yeah. And she'll return the hug. We have plans, Snaga. And obviously, a lot of the stuff that I discussed with you, gonna spend a couple of days training swimming with him. She wants him to teach her how he swims, to glide through the water.
He will point out that you don't have a tail for that.
That's fine. But she's going to learn to practice maneuverably in the water and use him to help her achieve that. Right?
Okay.
One of the other things that she wants him to do is if they can borrow a boat from one of the fishermen and go across the river to the other side, and then spend a little bit of time. He's welcome to stay with her. If he wants to head back to Sunset Hill every evening, he can do that too, but Viera is going to spend 3 or 4 days on the edge of the forest. She doesn't mind if he hangs around. She's going to spend those 3 or 4 days rangering, if you like. Gathering dry foodstuffs, gathering herbs, and she's going to dedicate specific days for specific herbs. So she's going to be looking for wild sage root, she's going to be looking for milkweed seeds, she's going to be looking for mandrake root. I think those are the 3 primary ones that she's interested in. And also looking for generic medicinal herbs, as well as willow bark, so that she can gather it and grind it up to create a pain relief as well. And basically restock those healers kits that we've bought. So just going to spend some of her time doing that.
Snaga will be helping you find herbs. Because that's
good.
also part of his scout rogue thing.
Yep. So that means that we will return to Sunset Hill approximately. We'll have been away from the 3rd until the 7th.
Okay.
Coming back in the evening of the 7th, give or take.
Okay.
Because she knows that the others are probably going to be in Arable for a week, at least.
Which
so
is a
she's
10-day,
not too bothered. But she does plan on going back to Sunset Hill so that they can start preparing all the stuff they've gathered, making healing potions, all that kind of stuff. And that's pretty much it. She's going to practice climbing up onto the rooftops.
That's 4 days of gathering.
4 days of gathering,
Roll me 4
as well
D20s.
as rangering and training for the next level, essentially.
4 survival checks with advantage, please. Because Naga is going to help you.
Yep. It's easy to just do that from...
Yeah.
Here's your first one.
Yeah.
Yikes, that was a good thing. It was advantage.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
there's the last one.
You can roll 2d4 per day. So
Okay.
because it's morning and basically 2 times a day, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna spend 2 days gathering wild sage root only.
Okay. Then roll me 4d4 for that.
1 day gathering. So
That's 2 days
12.
gathering. 4d4.
That's 44. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Double.
and then obviously I double that.
And double it again.
So I get 48 wild sage root.
Yeah. Have fun with that!
Yeah, that's alright. That means I've got an even 50. That's 10 healing potions. It's good. So the second day I'm gonna gather milkweed seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just 2d4. Right?
Yeah.
And then I double it
Mhm.
again, so 12, 24 milkweed seeds. I will make a note of that.
And one more day.
And then the last day is mandrake root.
Okay.
Same again.
Mandrake root. Wait. Can you check the table if it has a modifier for finding it?
Sure.
I'll check it for you.
That's fine. I've got mandrake root DC ... It's common herb.
Okay.
Most terrain.
Okay.
Let me just check milkweed seeds. Milkweed seeds
It's
is
common.
a +2.
Oh, it's a +2.
Yeah,
Well, you're fine.
+2 DC.
You had higher rolls for those.
And then wild sage root is nothing. So okay. And then basically return to Sunset Hill and start brewing potions and training with Snaga as well. Gonna be practicing him, training him on whatever he needs help with. She's going to be practicing dual wielding weapons, and bow, of course, but she's going to be focusing most of her abilities on defense. So she's going to be letting him do the attack. And she's going to be parrying, blocking, deflecting, evading, dodging, all that kind of stuff. And that's it. So that's basically what they're going to spend the remainder of the
Yeah, it seems
days
also
doing
during
as
the
well.
training that his evasion is he's almost on par with Cassius now of like getting slippery, right?
Slippery Snaga.
Slippery
Good to know.
Snaga. Yeah.
And I presume Samira turns up on the 7th.
No, on the 9th. I
On the
leave on
9th.
the 7th.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna brew healing potions, antitoxins, and we can talk about what I get out of everything afterwards, if necessary. Because you've still got 2 more people to talk to.
Yeah. Well, then next is Cassius. Cassius and Steno. You guys, when are you leaving?
Like the day after, for Steno. She'll like participate in some of those bar fights with Samira and Cassius before heading out, perhaps with a caravan to Sunset Hill, if there is one.
Yeah, I told you. Like, no problem. At this point, you have literally caravans on a daily basis going out, back.
Okay. Yeah. So she would arrive. Oh gosh, that would be the 3rd. No.
No, Vieira left on the 3rd.
Yeah.
On the
so she'd
5th,
arrive
maybe?
On the 5th. Yeah,
Okay.
On the 5th. That was.
Okay, then you wouldn't have seen her until the 7th. Then she would have returned. So basically, when Vieira returned on the 7th to Sunset Hill with Snaga, Steno was
But
already
he
there.
left on the 5th, he only gets there on the 7th anyway, so it's 2-day travel.
No, okay, when is Steno leaving?
The 5th.
The 5th.
Okay.
Or sorry, no, the Yeah.
The
I
4th,
guess
right?
that would be-
You said the day after Viera, and Viera left on the 3rd, so on the 4th
Then,
you
then
left.
yeah, then you would arrive
Oh.
on the 7th. No,
Okay,
7th,
yeah.
the 6th. Sorry, on the 6th.
6th. So just a day before Samira then. Or, no. 3 days
Just a day before
Viera.
Viera comes
Or
back.
Samira.
Yeah.
God. Okay.
Timelines, everybody. Keep it in mind.
Yeah, that's when she would leave, and when possible, train with the arrow
Well,
catching.
Wilmer will let you know that Viera is with Snaga in the forest. That it will be back any day now.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect then. So she would just go off and meditate on her own.
Yeah. So a day later, Viera comes back with Snaga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cassius. I assume you're gonna stay in the city as long as you could possibly stay in the city.
Yeah. He's so here is at 20 days. No, he sees the importance of working with his party members, and if they're all gone, he's probably staying a couple of days after Samira's left.
I left on the 7th, so how many
7th,
days
so-
after?
Spending more coins.
So you're basically
staying.
arriving on the evening on the 11th.
Yeah, probably.
So basically at the end of the training downtime.
Yeah, but he's kind of reluctant because he wants to stay, but he was like, well, I kind of need to work with these people, so
Avoiding the
He's,
magic shop like the plague, I assume.
he's not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, he's not looking to go in there. He's basically doing his trading, reading his one heretical text. The
Have you
other
tried
one
to
is,
go back to it?
No.
Okay.
He's just fine on doing his own stuff and doing trading and partying.
Okay. Well,
Drinking.
then we can fast forward to the morning of the 12th.
Oh,
Or the evening of the 11th.
wanted to have a
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to have a chat with Viera beforehand.
Yeah, you can
once I
go
arrived.
ahead. Go ahead. Do it.
Yeah, once I'd arrived and basically set up again and to do drinking hall, I'd have approached Viera if she's around, which I'm guessing so. Yeah. Basically, come over. Hi. We were talking about you maybe showing me a bit of bow, how to care for the bow and everything, and
I can show you how to shoot a bow.
yeah, I mean, I know how to, but I haven't in a while, and I don't know how to care for them, and that's always very important.
Yes, of course. And
So that would be-
Viera will pull out what is essentially looks like a strip of leather, and it seems greasy. This is the first piece of equipment you will need.
Oh.
And you use it to oil the bow. It's essentially like using a whetstone to sharpen a blade. This keeps the bow supple.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure it doesn't snap when you pull on it, because you want it to flex, not break. And she will then go into all of the details of oiling bows and keeping the strings and not keeping them stringed when you're not using them. You always unstring them. And go through anything else that Samira wants to. Obviously, it sounds like a little bit of practice targeting going on too.
Mm-hmm. A little bit, a tiny bit.
It would also help calm your nerves, because this is very, like,
yeah.
calming
Repetition
stuff.
and
Yeah.
She will go through like an expert instructor would, kind of provide. Obviously, shooting a bow requires a little bit of personal space invasion, because I'm going to need to adjust your posture and stuff like that.
It's gonna be fine.
As you're kind of holding the bow up, she will steady your aim, tell you where to look down the shaft of the arrow. That's what you're aiming at. Kind of always kind of push your back in, make sure that the bow is upright. You don't want it slanted like in Robin Hood too much, because that's crazy. and go through all of those essential motions. She's been trained to use a bow from birth, basically, and
Mhm.
she knows it inside out. That much is very clear.
Yeah, and during basically doing the care for the bowl, she's gonna bring up. So, how are you feeling? It's been a few days until since then. How are you feeling?
Determined is the word I would choose.
Do you know who that was?
I assume you're referring to the owl.
Oh, do you not remember?
I haven't really spoken about it, but I don't remember much of that day.
Okay,
I remember
that
getting.
makes sense.
There's a mixture of strange things. Smells from my past mingled with the blood in my nose and my throat. And
It
waking
was
up.
very strange. It was this weird person that was apparently the owl could turn into the owl. I'm pretty sure you
seeing
were.
him flee, or not
Yes,
flee, but leave.
he crushed a flower over you, and you were breathing again. I don't know if you were just knocked out cold or worse, but you got up again. So
I'm pretty sure I was dead.
I was hoping
Whatever he did
it
brought
wasn't
me
that.
back.
Did you get approached by him again? Because you saw him twice before, right? Do you know him?
I suspect he's a druid, and I suspect he belongs to a circle that stays away from humanity and civilization. He intervened for his own reasons. Nothing to do with me, particularly, I don't think. Perhaps a little. There was the smell of the Feywild about him. Or at least his magic had the Feywild about it. I remember smelling that strongly when I woke up. Whatever it was powerful.
He brought you back, so yeah, that was something. Do you think you're gonna confront him again now we're going into the forest soon?
I hope so. I'm not done yet.
Well, I have him to thank. Are you back up again?
Me too. And I have thanked him. He was there the night after we all recovered.
Oh.
He didn't say anything, he merely was watching over, if you like. I suspect he's a protector of nature and did not take kindly to something the hobgoblins did.
Oh, whatever it was, certainly came to rescue.
Certainly did. I'm hoping we don't have to rely on them or him again.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Yeah, what I wanted to talk to you about as well, since you were so kind to help me with the bow right now, and I saw you always whittling extra arrows and everything.
Yes, hunters' first thing they learn is how to make their own ammunition.
Yeah, I recently picked up fast blowing again. So do you think that's something with the arrowheads, you said that you couldn't do them yourself. You said I should keep those always aside.
I can make the arrow shafts and the flights, but glass blowing, that could be. Do you know how to do glass blowing?
Oh
Or
yeah,
is it something you're learning?
It was my profession for quite a few years. And she shoves up her sleeves. If you can see, I have plenty of experience here, and that's basically her burns and everything.
You
I
struck me as the sailor sort, not.
I was for a while, and I picked up a profession and I dropped it to sail again. It's a bit of a mishmash. I enjoy it, but haven't done
Intriguing.
in a while. I'm not used to the shape of arrows, like the points and everything. I'd have to practice, but I'm getting into the rhythm again. So
Would a mold not be the better approach? Like a blacksmith uses molds for iron arrowheads. Could you not use a mold for a glass arrowhead?
I could do so.
I
Yes, I'd have to
don't know how
procure
that
one.
works. Or make one.
Making one would be a bit harder. I'm here right now, not in Arabelle. It would have been easier there.
Or if you need it out of a wooden mold, I could make a wooden mold. We could find a hardwood tree.
We can try that. Yes,
Might work, might not.
might be worth testing at least. And there's a blacksmith here, so I can hopefully borrow his forge.
Sounds interesting. Lots
Well,
of
if we're
different
going-
possibilities with glass arrowheads.
If we're going into the forest again, might want to do our best to have everything at access. We can.
Yes, we were woefully underprepared last time.
Very unprepared.
I'm surprised we got as far as we did.
Well, at least everyone's alive now.
Let's keep it that way.
Hopefully.
How are you doing anyway after that? You've taken a few nasty hits as well.
Oh, pretty sure I have a spite for wolves right now.
Well, I am always interested in boars. They are my favorite food.
We could work together and get yourself some next time.
I think Snug has probably still got some of that boar left over. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, we had plenty of it left. But with what happened in the forest, I'm okay with that. I'm alright. I wasn't really knocked out and on death's door. Everyone's alive, so I'm good there.
I think we all need to work on our tactics a little bit more.
Oh yeah, very much so. We were at first so all over the place. If you remember the bandit fight.
We were a little better the second time round, but still not good enough.
Oddly enough, as you mentioned tactics, you see Cassius appearing at the horizon down the street, walking towards the village.
Here comes tactics.
It's like sauntering, and if he sees the others, he's like holding out his arms like wide.
Like hair blowing in the wind, like.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that Cassius is here before Steno.
No, Steno arrives before.
Steno was here.
I've been
Steno
here the
was
whole
before
time.
me.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Just checking.
Cassius is the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're all together on the 11th, the evening. Snaga is asleep, but he is pretty much giddy to go the next day,
So,
if possible.
what's the plan?
Have I finished brewing all the
Yes,
healing potions?
yes, you did.
Is what I would
Yeah,
first
yeah.
ask.
Yep,
So
yep.
milkweed seeds double the healing effect?
Oh
I
god, you did
presume-
read that. Yes, they do.
I know my herbs.
Yeah, I know! That's the first thing I
So-
noticed, and I fucking broke healing potions with that. Yes.
So how do you want to? Do you want to say that it still takes 5 wild sage root, but it takes 5 extra milkweed seeds?
It's one milkweed seed per.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's generous. I will not say no.
I mean, what would you have suggested? There we go, because you
I
found
would
it.
have said 5 and 5.
Okay, 5 and 5. Fuck it.
Yeah.
It does double it, right?
Yeah, because you need as much milkweed to double the effect
Yeah.
of the healing as the healing you're making. So that's fine. In which case, I'm very quickly going to divvy
Don't forget
up-
it loses the modifier, the plus, when you double it that way. It's only it's 44 then, I think.
Yeah, it's 44 plus 2.
Yeah.
Because it's normally 2d4
Yeah.
plus 2. Yeah, that's fine.
And suddenly healing potions become like, holy shit, they're actually useful.
Yeah. So if everybody wants to note this down,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making sure I deduct all of these properly. So that's 4 of those. Those. Everybody gets a healing potion that heals for 44 plus 2.
Oh, isn't it just 44?
44 plus 2, because a normal healing potion is 2d4
Yeah,
plus 2.
he milkweed seeded it.
So it
Okay.
doubles the dice, not the
Yeah,
total
it's
effect.
it's 44 plus 2.
So what I would do is import a potion of healing and change the amount that it heals for.
Yep.
Is your best bet. Because we might need these, who knows?
Is anyone else having problem with the import?
No,
No, what's your issue?
fine
No.
for me.
I don't know why, but
Maybe
something
you do
Sometimes
something.
it takes longer.
Yeah,
it
you need.
just doesn't
Yeah.
show.
Oh, did you have it open and minimize
go.
it somewhere? Okay.
No, it apparently just didn't show a couple of the items.
Yeah, was the same for me, but you need to reset it. Reset the filters. I apparently declicked the standard rules or the player's handbook
That's
or
them.
something. So
Here we go.
Okay.
So 1 potion to each.
Yep, 1 improved potion of healing, or whatever you want to call it, if you want to rename it on your sheet so you know which one's which.
yeah, I called it the potion of healing, milkweed.
Milkweed potion.
Potion of milky healing.
The milk potion of healing.
So you get 1 of those. You also get a normal healing potion. And
Thanks,
Snaga
Kira.
gets 2 healing potions.
Oh ho ho.
Awesome.
Okay.
Compatible?
I know.
What?
Shh. We don't talk about it.
And you also get 1 antitoxin.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was busy while you
Yeah,
guys
you
were
were.
frolicking around town. Keep in mind we went through several healing potions already the first time round, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There you go.
Excellent.
And the rest of my time was spent training.
I think we all did some training.
Hmm. Some more than others, by the sounds of it. Sounds like you had more personal time than training, Cassius.
No, I did my dues.
Okay.
I got it a few scrapes. You can ask Samir and Steno.
Okay. Good.
Mhm.
Is there room in that backpack for a bedroll, by any chance?
That's 7 pounds, right? Nope.
Yeah.
It's gotta go on the Mateo.
What? Like,
You can put it on Mateo. He's got plenty of space left.
okay. I will put it on Mateo then.
And Snaga has 2 healing potions?
2 normal healing potions, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so what's the plan?
Yeah, what's the... We're gonna do this.
When you're ready, we head into the Hulak. That's the plan.
Alright.
This
Tomorrow.
time we need to be a little bit smarter about what we're doing. I'm going to recommend that I scout ahead, and if I come across anything, we're not even going to try and circumvent it this time. We are going to watch its position, stay very far away, and let it move on.
No
Well,
random position on
Snaga
directions. Like,
will pull up the map again so you guys can look at it.
are we able to shortcut or anything since we know the second location, anyways?
Yeah, like if we could go.
I know
Well-
the locations from the other points of interest, so
Okay.
circumventing them is a no.
No,
Okay,
because you
that's-
basically have to go that way and then you have to go into this direction. There is no circumventing it. You have to cut through a whole lot of unknown forest to go straight.
Yeah, so there's no skipping the dead man's tree.
There's no skipping the dead man's tree. I can scout it stealthed ahead of you. And I can't imagine bandits are stupid enough to hide there twice, but if there are more bandits, we can dodge them this time, hopefully. Keep in mind I didn't see the last ones though, so...
That is true, and
The last
I
ones
gotta
are dead.
ask.
They were
I
eaten
gotta
by
ask.
giant wasps.
Shh! Shh!
I have to ask, Vera, do you have any way of letting us know if you're in trouble?
Besides
I will-
shouting loudly.
I will scream very loudly. No, I don't. If I am in
You
trouble,
have whistles. Whistle.
Yeah, I was bringing it up. I have a whistle. I have a signaling whistle. You can. It's very loud. It's used on the ship if
No, I
we need to
meant
alert each other.
Elven
I can
Rangers
whistle
would have
loudly.
whistles that they used to communicate in the forest.
We have different calls and different signs, and I will spend a little bit of time in town over dinner showing them the signs. So, kind of two fingers sticking up from your head means that you've sighted an animal.
Hmm.
And go through all the different signs. There are signs for sighting hostile creatures, sighting peaceful creatures, but peaceful creatures that will attack you if you go toward them. All that kind of stuff. And she's not expecting you to remember any of it, so she will give you the basics rundown. She'll use the deer sign for a peaceful animal that's not going to attack. And she'll use the hostile humanoid for anything that is hostile to us and is going to hurt us, to keep it simple. For the most part, she's used to moving quietly through the woods. She's used to not being surprised very easily. Ambushes, she only really got caught off guard with the bandits because she was moving like a human and not an elf. If she was on her own, she would never have stuck to the road.
There's also some few signs I can show you. It's more of markings, but you could also leave them behind for us if you're scouting ahead.
Oh, that's
Change
a
of
good idea.
direction, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you will show you a couple of signs that indicate.
And Snaga will be like, you know, oh no, wait, you over dinner. No, never mind. Snaga's not there. Never mind. Ignore it. But if you ever leave that on never mind. We'll get there when you leave it on the trees. Snaga knows the signs. It's fine.
He will basically show you the same, like, very simple signs. One for like haven, safe place, to indicate if there's safety, and also one sign for danger or
Vieira will
stay
give him
here.
a
Basically,
very abhorrent look if he suggests carving these into trees.
that's exactly what he's suggesting.
She will use pebbles and sticks to draw them on the ground.
And leaving little Blair Witch projects, you know,
Yeah.
twig people hanging from the branches. It's like, it's great. It's very scenic.
So that's where that
You're all gonna
comes
die.
from.
Yeah.
I mean, the
There
people
is a-
coming after us certainly
If there is a Blair Witch stick figure hanging from the tree, consider it dangerous. If there's a lot of them, it's too late.
It's like, you're dead. You're already dead. You don't know it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so can we agree if you're heading then out the next morning?
Yes and no.
We
Vieira
still have
wants
to-
at least one more day, maybe two.
Yeah, we still have to go over a little bit more than signs.
Yeah, we have to go with the
Practice
battle
movement.
tactics and things like
Okay.
that.
So you would
So-
spend 2 more days like going over tactics. I would give you 2 more days. At that point, Snaga would actually start being like, we have to go. I want to go.
Okay.
The tower doesn't
us-
stay in the forest forever. The tower comes and goes.
I know.
Right.
During those 2 days, would we have had time to do a testing of those glass arrows?
You didn't have time to make them yet. You don't even have the molds. You would have to like basically spend several weeks testing out molds, making blueprints.
Okay.
You don't
It's
have time for
something
that.
enough.
It's something for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Certainly something that we will get to.
But like,
Right.
yeah, Snaga would remind you that like the tower, when it appears, it doesn't stick around forever. It could disappear at any moment.
That would be a very short adventure for us.
Yeah.
I
I mean, then we
get
continue
there,
in the
"Where is
Forgotten
it?"
Realms. Fuck it, right?
Yeah. Maybe until it appears again in 30 years' time, where
Yeah.
we're ready to go through it, level 20.
Yeah, totally.
30 years
Whole
time.
new campaign.
I mean, half of us would be alright. You would not.
Yeah. Half of us would be fine, half of us would be old.
Yeah,
Oh.
I also think that
Yeah.
Samira at some point will also be like, need to go,
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. She's itching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can leave
On the 14th?
on the 14th. Yeah. Early morning of the 14th. We're not encumbered.
Yeah, I calculated
double
that.
check.
Yes.
Are you not
So-
encumbered?
If you're encumbered,
Nope.
put your shit
So-
on the mule.
Yep.
So
Put
the
shit on the
mule can
mule
move
if you have
40.
to.
I can move
Mule-
40.
Yep.
Vieira can move 35.
No,
35.
you're moving at the slowest member speed.
And that's
Yeah.
30.
If we put both Cassius and Samira on
the
the
mule.
mule.
Can't you have
With
to
all the
factor
stuff he's
in?
carrying?
No,
Yeah, we have
that
to
would
sit on
exceed
top
probably
of,
the
like-
420, and a mule
Yeah.
doesn't have such a big bag, and you don't have a riding saddle on him either.
Dang.
Strap Cassius to the mule's belly.
Because honestly, the first day of travel, nothing happens. You literally make it to the edge of the forest, right?
Just to stop you for a second.
Yeah.
We are all level 3.
Yes.
We've finished our training.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clear
Congratulations, you're level 3 now.
that up. Yeah. Just wanted to clear that up.
Just gonna do a long rest to get my 3 hit dice.
Just to remind you, this is where you make it for the first evening, right? This is the edge of the Hulak. During the second day of travel, aka you are now in the Hulak proper, right?
Yeah.
Guess who you bump into?
Yeah.
It's the
Is it-
two
is it-
hunters.
Is it? Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's 5 bandits.
No, they're dead. They're literally
Exactly. I was
beehive
gonna
now.
be even more concerned.
Oh god, that. Ooh, no. Wait. I have to shake that mental image. Wah, wah, wah.
Dead
Oh,
Wah.
don't think about that.
wasps
Don't think about
inside
that.
them.
Wah.
That's a phobia waiting to happen.
That is a phobia somewhere waiting to happen.
Ah.
It is
Two
a phobia.
hunters. Vieira will greet them by name. Randy Scooters.
Well, it's Scooter.
That and
It's
Randy.
you will see Scooter first, right? Because he was also the leader last time. They're like just emerging out of the forest. And Scooter's like, "Oh, hail! It's been a while.
Greet me.
You're still alive, Randy, still alive." And like, Randy comes out of the forest. Ah, come on, Randy, stop. There we go.
Randy saw us and went, "Damn it! I've lost my bet. I'm out of here."
Randy just like Randy is the silent type. Randy will just like, and give you a nod, right? And then Scooter will like, and this is like basically the first part of the day, right? They're clearly like doing this like up and down. They probably like went all the way down and back and are again on the way down along the road for the second time, like since you've met them, right? You were, you went back, I assume. And he kind of like
did.
points back and forth. Oh,
We did.
you don't look as bad as you did last time. You look oh, you have a pet. And he points at the donkey.
Yes, we've learned a few lessons from the first time.
Well, I will not offer you to lead you to the road. You're on the road.
Are we? Excellent.
Well, be careful. There were some hobgoblin activity lately in the forest. They seem to have passed. They ran
Sorry,
into
the
something.
snort.
They ran into something nasty. There were like bodies everywhere.
They ran into us.
Yeah.
Oh, really? And he like gives you like.
Did you find the decapitated one?
Yes.
Yes.
He grins.
See, now you know it was us.
Yes. All right, then I know you're taken care of. Well,
We're good.
you.
Hopefully, there's no reprisals from it.
Well, you don't need anything like healer's kits.
We're pretty
Rations.
well stocked up this time. You don't need anything.
Oh no, we're fine. We had and he like points towards Dave, towards Randy. He has like several bunnies over the shoulder.
Ah, good hunting.
Oh yes. Autumn is always well. It's gonna get tough in about a month. Then it's gonna be.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. But it was a good season. It was a good season. Well,
Good.
I wish you good luck on whatever the heck you're doing in the Huluk. I mean, I've seen your kind. All kinds of adventurers. You go in there. Some of you don't come back. But I see you guys can take care of yourself.
For now.
Barely.
Better now than
Just
before.
gives him a grin.
He pats you. He pats Cassius on the shoulder, like rocking him forward. Ha ha ha.
Well, good day.
Oh, and there was a human beehive on the road. Avoid that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there were
what?
some giant wasps that I
take it they're
guess
still there.
we avoided that. No, thank you. It's about a day from here.
Good to know. Thank you.
It's shaping up to be a proper nest. Somebody else will deal with that. We not our problem. He like shakes his head.
Likewise. Not our problem either.
Well then, good riddance. Good luck.
Good day.
Break a leg. Not. Ha ha ha. He finger guns at Samira.
I wink at him.
And then they scoot off. See what I did there?
Farewell.
See what I did there?
It was good to see you.
So yeah, you continue.
A human beehive?
Yeah, the bandits that we left with the wasps.
Oh, what?
Not our
Tasty.
problem.
It's not our problem. We caused it, but shh.
Shh.
If not us, the hobgoblins would have got him. Then
Yeah, blame the hobgoblins at the end.
I think we did them a favor, actually.
Yeah.
Possibly. Now that we're moving into the thick of the Hulak, however, Vieira is going to start scouting ahead about 100 feet.
About 100 feet.
Yeah.
About 100 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
She is moving stealthily at pace, and because she can move 35 instead of the usual 30 the others are doing, she will be scouting 100 to 120 and kind of roving back and dropping, like kind of going forward, dropping back side to side. She's not on the road. She's in the forest 20 feet to the side.
Additionally, Stena will take up the rear this time since she's able to catch up quicker.
Yeah. You don't wanna stay too far behind, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
But yeah. So towards the end of the day, right? Right about when you want to set up camp. Ahead of you, it's already like it's darker. It's getting earlier dark, right? You see the figure standing on the road before you hear any sounds, right? And the way the figure stands, you are very much aware. Like you have good eyesight, right? It's a woman. Yeah. You can't really. She looks normal humanoid, right? She has a bow. You can see that from there, and she seems to be looking like up and down the road. And basically, the moment you spot her is also the moment she spots you. She doesn't look hostile. She doesn't pull weapons, but she does put one hand on the hilt, like just in case.
Does she look official, like a god?
No. Leather armor, pretty much like you, like not like you because not elven, right? But you know what I mean, like more like Cassius, right?
Yep.
Very, hair tied back. Obviously female from the like silhouette. It's not a dude or a very thin boy, right? And she kind of raises her hand and like gives you a wave.
A wave closer, a wave
Just a hello.
Vieira has her bow unslinged and ready, if necessary. She will kind of raise her other hand up in greeting, but I'm periphery checking around the sides of me in case it's an ambush. Yeah. In case she is the distraction to lure you into the ambush of people on the sides, that kind of thing.
She then turns her head, right? You don't hear it again, you're at a distance. And then a second person joins her. Also a woman from where you're looking, from the right side, right? You cannot see it from there because you are at an angle further away where you cannot see if there's like an outcropping or something on the side of the road because the trees are in the way. But like so the second person comes from the forest. Lighter hair, also slender built, maybe a bit bulkier. And the first one kind of points towards you, and the second turns, looks, and then also raises a hand, like, greeting, hi.
Is this normal? Is this unusual?
I mean, there could be caravans that, it's about the moment, like, where you would have started looking for a camp.
Does it look like a sentry?
Like, what do you mean by sentry?
The woman on the road is a sentry
Yeah,
for what's coming
yeah,
up and down the
yeah,
road,
yeah,
and
very
there is
much.
a camp on the
Yes.
side of the road.
And if you look up
Okay.
slightly above the tree line, you see smoke from a campfire.
Okay, that was going to be my next call.
Yeah.
Can I see any kind of smoke or
Yes.
smell any kind of
Yeah.
smoke? You normally smell it first. Okay. Vieira is going to keep a very watchful eye of her surroundings,
I will
left and
also
right, either side,
just
and just
quickly.
wait for the rest of the
This
group
is
to catch up.
about here, so you're aware where you are.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'll just wait on the road for the rest of my companions to join up, which should take them like 25 seconds.
Yeah, they catch up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a sentry on the road for a caravan campsite, potentially. They don't appear to be trying to hide, so I don't think it's an ambush of any kind. I've greeted them, they've greeted me. Seems like we could approach.
Perhaps we should stay with them for the time being.
There are caravans on the road again now after autumn harvest, so it's quite likely it's a caravan returning to, I guess, the Thunder Peaks or beyond the Thunder Peaks. So, weapons ready but not drawn.
Good idea. Just be ready for.
Do you want to hang
Any foolery?
back with the mule, or do you want me to hang back with the mule? And they're probably human. Probably better if any of you three really talk to them rather than me.
Get your charm back on, Cassius.
Because look at the looks, it's like there's two women. Huh?
There's two
Sure.
mighty fine women. This one's all yours.
Yeah.
We'll be right behind you.
So we wanna camp with them? Is that the plan?
And the best part
Camp
for
in
you
safety.
is that you won't know them for very long.
And Cassius does like the finger gun and the wink, just like you get it. And yeah, Cassius will walk up to the two sentries, and you know he's.
Well, let me put you on the map so you know what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where to put your tent and stuff. I think I activated it.
Yeah, it's loading.
It's on 90% for a while. Now.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Say thank you to Chris and fucking long range bullshit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
This map is so fucking big, you guys.
Geez.
It's not even funny.
I'm like
Yeah,
scrolling. Damn.
The trick is
Nice.
to zoom out.
Zoom out. Yeah, zoom out first. So you can see the women, right? It's it's still light outside, right? It's not quite darkness, but yeah.
About an hour before dark, 45 minutes, somewhere around there.
It's about an hour, 45 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Alright.
Where's our
You
mule?
go and clap him on the shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your mule.
Yeah, where's Mateo?
He who carries many things.
Nobody's gonna call it that.
There you go. There's your mule.
Vague mule.
Hooray!
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Amazing.
None of us can control it, though, I don't think.
It should be everyone.
Yep, it's controllable.
I
Don't
can't
worry.
control it.
Seems like I can.
Okay, Samira is controlling the mule.
All right.
Well, have fun with that.
Yep.
Alright.
Off you go, mister.
Oh, you're following me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, at a distance.
Whoop. And as I approach up until like here, we'll kind of look around, see the camp, wave towards the people there.
You can just drag and drop your tokens. Shh. Okay, sorry. So yeah,
Hill.
as you come closer, on the right side, the tents come into view. There is good 6 horses, 2 carts, cargo. There's 2 tents. There's a fire going. Of course, you see the women first, right?
Of course.
And it's the one on the left side that like nods towards you. And the first thing you noticed is that she has pointy ears, but not like Viera. They're a bit. She's a half elf, right? Very visibly half elf. You don't know exactly what the other half is. You would have to get closer, right? And she like.
Cassius will be getting closer
That-
all
that's-
night.
That's the plan. I wasn't going to say it, but
Let's hope that none of that.
She goes like, and
patch.
as you step closer, like both of the women give you like a good furrow, like once over. These are professionals, right? And the darker haired one will nod like, "Hail, friend or foe?"
friend.
All right.
We're travelers along the road.
So are we.
Might
So are we. Mm-hmm.
Might we join you at your camp? Set up our own tent?
It's a free world. You feel free to set up wherever you want. We don't mind. Just don't spook the horses.
That's we don't plan on spooking anyone. Yeah.
Hope you have your own food. We don't have any more mouths to feed.
Well, we have our own food, or ways to get it. So yeah, it should be fine. We also have some wine to share.
No, I'm sure the guys will appreciate that.
I'll look to the right and see the guys.
The first one that will pop out into your vision is actually the guy next to the fire, who's visibly a very stocky dwarf, right? And as you like notice him, like the woman will like, "Runar, we got wine. Aye, bring it."
Well, let's join them, I say, and have some safety in numbers, I think.
Well, where are you gonna set up your tent? Or like, let's get closer. They will step aside and let you like get closer. The dwarf doesn't actually move, right? He will just give you a nod. Aside from the women, the men that you see look very grim, very grumpy. From behind the horses, this guy steps out and he like nods at you. And then there's the other guy by the fire who like gets up and basically stares you down. These are... You wouldn't describe them as the most friendliest looking bunch. I think the friendliest face in this crowd here would be the other woman. But yeah. So as you step closer, the first one will actually call out again. And be like, "Bigas! We have company!" And out of the tent steps out an orc. In very merchant-looking clothing, right? He's not big. He's a bit like an inch taller than Cassius. He looks older. He looks, as he looks. And he looks you over, especially Viera, with a, self-satisfied grin. And then looks back to Cassius like, "Hell."
Hell?
We don't have any food.
So I was told. Like I told your companions, we have enough for ourselves, and or ways to get it. So
And
don't worry about that.
we don't want any trouble. We're just merchants. We're traveling into Cormyr. No trouble.
So we also don't want any trouble.
I'm not like the rest of my kind. I'm a decent man. I'm a merchant. Is it clear?
That is fair.
All right.
I've known many orcs that are decent people. So
Well, good. Good. Remember that. There are decent orcs. Bigus, my name. Bigus Dickus. And he grins actually at that, right? The dwarf also grins.
That is quite a name.
The half elf actually rolls her eyes and like turns away and goes back to the road.
Is that a title?
No, that is
Is that
my
a title
name.
or a name?
Self-appointed.
By who? Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, why? You have a problem with my name? Like,
no, I was just wondering if it was. I was just wondering if it was through the word of others or if it's self-conceit.
Wouldn't you like to know? Well, maybe you can find out tonight. and the rest of them start laughing.
Well, you can drop
the
your
women
pants and
are
show
not
us right
laughing
now if
along,
you'd like.
by the way, at all.
Maybe that's maybe that you two can save that for later. Let's set up camp, shall we? Let's
Let's set up camp. I just give me a second. Just leave the mule here and just start to look
as
you're
setting up camp, by the way, out of the bushes, clearly after having relieved himself, probably comes out another guy. This one is much taller. He looks like a half orc.
Bob.
It's Bob from accounting, you guys.
So she's gonna.
He's tall. He's like 6'3", right? But he will give you a wave, and then he will sit down next to the dwarf.
Yeah, just leaving the mule here, just basically throw the tent on the ground and just stare around. Where the fuck did Vera go? She just left behind me. Where is she?
Where the fuck did she go?
Okay.
Is gone.
Who is setting up camp, by the way, and where?
Spitting on the ground.
I'm setting camp right here underneath the tree.
Okay.
I will move over actually to help Samira set up the camp.
Yeah, just keep an eye in the direction where she left. Just whispering to Cassis. Vera kind of left. I'm assuming it was the orc. I don't know where she went.
Okay.
This is a bit rough. Let's just make camp and see if she comes back. I certainly can't track her.
I think none of us can. If she doesn't want to be found here.
Yeah, maybe we can send Snag after her. He seems a bit better.
I think if she really has issues with it, then it's probably better if she doesn't return.
Well, can you give her like some signs, like some of the signs you specified with her, so she knows that we're staying here and we're making camp here? She's free to return.
I will. I will go off a little bit of where she was going, not too far, and basically leave the sign for Haven.
All right.
guy. So I kind of look. So if I take a look at these people, what is their? You said they were generally not hostile, but a lot of
No,
people have joined.
they don't look like the friendly kind of merchant, but it just might be appearance. They look a bit run down. It looks like they didn't have a fun time traveling so far, right? Whatever they're cooking doesn't like what you can gather from the supplies they have is not really food provisions that much. So you don't know what's going on there. Like you would, like, they look a bit like they had a shit time, right?
Mm.
To be fair, they also probably got past giant wasps at some point. Just putting that out there.
I'm gonna call out for Snaga and Steno so that they could come over and help. And once they're over there, I'm gonna catch them up on Vera just leaving for a while. To let them know.
Just give me a moment. I'm still moving the tent around and stuff.
No rush, no rush.
There we go. Okay. Snaga is like very curious about these people, but he also knows better, so he will come over.
Yeah, I'll just tell these two. We're
He
pretty
will
sure
actually
that
tie the mule, take the mule from you and tie it to the tree.
yeah. Pretty sure that Vera just left for a while because there's orcs. She went that way. I don't know where. I don't know when she's gonna come back. So just so you're aware.
Oh, do you want me to look for her?
If you want to, if you want
Don't
to,
go too. Don't
yes,
go too far.
she can be quite stealthy. So if you think you can find her and if you think you want to, go ahead. But
Snaga will try.
stay safe.
Snaga will try.
Mhm.
But Snaga will come back before dark.
Good.
Snaga try.
Oh my god, that's the best.
Oh my god, that's so cute!
Snaga will try.
I love his little face.
With the hat. So yeah,
Oh my
Snaga
god.
Snaga
Mhm.
will. Viera, what did you roll for stealth? If you have rolled for stealth. Great.
It's thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's doable.
It's not massively high.
Mm-hmm.
We can't see what you rolled.
Oh, sorry, I rolled a 20.
Mhm.
I'm still on private. I rolled a 20 total. So yeah, he will find you after a while, if you have stopped,
That
right?
doesn't take him very long.
Okay. Well,
She is basically at the top of this tree.
oh,
Oh.
he will climb. He will climb to you. Viera.
Snaga.
Is Viera all right?
It took everything I have not to kill those orcs on sight.
Oh. Oh. Ah. That's bad.
But I don't trust them.
Snaga understands. Orc bad. But Snaga Snaga saw sometimes orcs in Aravel. And rare. Very rare. No, not orcs. Half orc. One. And he like lifts one of his 3 fingers. One orc.
The only orcs I've ever met killed my best friends. go and hunt for food.
Do you need help?
No, I need some time alone. Painful memories.
Do you need a hug?
No. I do need you to keep an eye on the others and make sure they're safe.
Snaga will protect them. If and she kind of like deflates. If Snaga is awake, Snaga will try.
You'll do fine. I'll be back
Snaga
early
protect.
in the morning.
Please don't go far. Dangerous forest.
I'm looking for something. I'll be back once I found it.
What are you looking for? Snaga can help. We look together. We good team.
This isn't something you can help with.
He kind of deflates again. He looks like a sad lizard. After spending with him like several days in the forest, you're actually starting to pick up on subtleties of like body language and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You look after the camp.
Snaga will look after the camp.
And with that, she limbers down the tree and disappears.
Well,
moving stealthily.
Snaga will come back as soon as the map actually allows me to move him back, but assume that he's back.
Yeah.
And he will like tell you that she's basically her usual hunting self and that she's not very happy about the orc. And that orcs have killed her best friend.
Oh,
Yikes.
that's not good. I figured the orcs were the problem, but this is personal.
Alright. Well, if she's gone, she's gone.
I'm interested in seeing who these people are.
Steno?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I wanted to add Cassius and Viera because you are used to cities like this, like Westgate. You've seen faces like this, right? They could be just grizzled merchants, sure, but more likely than not, they're tough people, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it gets us from the city where he is. Actually, half orcs are very common, so he's not. It's not the orc thing.
Yeah.
It's the whole they outnumber us.
I mean, I also want to point out, like, this is why I was showing you, the faces for a reason, right? That's what they look like, and they don't look happy at all, right? Some of them are scarred,
distance.
The big dude is really big.
Why? Why should we keep our distance?
Well, they're rough folk. Might not be enemies of ours, but certainly not allies. We're here, taking strength in numbers, and that's it.
I see no reason to be
Steno,
nearly so cautious.
I know people. Trust me. I'm not getting a good vibe from these folk.
Should we just kill them now then?
Steno.
Things aren't black and white like that.
No. We can just keep to ourselves. I can offer them some wine. But
sometimes you just have to walk the line.
Very well. I will remain cautious. And she just moves to keep an eye on them and just watch them.
This is where we gotta call it!
Hey.
Whee! Chris is like, I fucking
No.
hate you.
No.
Also like that the
No.
dwarf name is Brunor.
Yeah.
Brunor Battlehammer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was one and the same, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Alright.
Dun, dun,
Begus.
dun, dun.
Tension rises.
Mhm. Oh, that's okay.
Stupid fire is not blinking as like the other one is.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It isn't mine.
oh yeah, it is. It's harder to see, probably just
It's
because
harder
it's under
to
the
see.
tree.
But
Oh, yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
That's cool.
Pretty much bang on the 4-hour mark too.
Yes.
How did 4 hours go by so quickly?
I don't know.
Yeah, this was over fast.
I don't know. I don't know.
It
It's like
feels
2
like we
p.m.
did
for me.
we did like a little bit of stuff, and then we got into the Hulak Forest, and that was 4 hours.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
insane.
Pretty
Just
much.
dissolves.
Let me put you road activate. There we go.
But no Vieira.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's
imagination.
Saga?
All good. It's fine.
So yeah. Well,
Excellent.
you guys head over to the office for the wrap up. I'll be right there. Guys, thank you for the watch. I hope you had fun. This is it for today. They're back in the Hulak Forest. We'll see how this goes. Next time, we'll see how they're gonna fare with the orc camp. Yeah. Stick around for a raid. I will drop you all off over to Zebashu because he's currently streaming. I hope you had fun, and I'll be back on Wednesday with more World Builder stuff. Wednesday, 8 p.m. UTC. So yeah, this is it for session 6. More next week. Dun dun dun. No TBKs this time. But yeah, love you all. I hope you enjoyed this, and bye.